Okay. Getting stuff ready, so just hang in. Let's see. Hello. What's going on, Danny? Unable to join. Oh my god. Again? I know, right? That's hella dope. That's hella dope. Look, you even got Ninja Turtles hanging up on its guns. Thank you again, brother. I appreciate you. Okay, well, just waiting for Romero to show up, and we'll see when we'll go from there. Uh, Questions from the audiences? Anything you want to know? Let's see. I don't even have my fucking list ready. You should have seen the mission. Was it really hard to find that one? The pop? Or are you talking about the actual mission that's flooded in Santa Cruz? Also, the Niners play on Saturday against the Seahawks. You scared? I know you're scared. You scared? Yeah, I bet, dude. I've been trying to find the Dragonzoids, the dagger. I can't find those anywhere. I couldn't even find the Green Ranger Funko Pop no more. Even the Neo Gold one is the Neo Gold Ranger is even hard to find. Like you can't even find that one anywhere. I think the rarest one is the White Ranger. The White Ranger is one that you will never fucking find. I think they only did like a limited portion for those ones. Even with the dagger, like you can't even find the dagger for the White Ranger. Fucking crazy, man. Want 5 bills? 5 bills for what? Second release of the White Ranger, that's what he wanted? He wanted $5 for that? Was it signed? That's crazy, dude. Holy shit. Dude, that's crazy. I can only imagine what the Tiger's Blood would go for, man. The actual fucking Tiger's Blood, like the metal, the morph Tiger's Blood, I don't know what that would go for. Let's see. Having problems. Here we go. Why aren't you going? I'm having technical difficulties here, folks. Hold on a second. My co-host is not able to join for some reason. I don't know if it's my internet or his. And that's the funk of the Adventure Toys Review even more. Yeah, no, for real. I found the Power Ranger dagger. I don't know if you remember the Power Ranger gun that turned into a dagger. I used to have that as a kid. I found that dagger and it was going for about $600. Not even new, used. That's crazy. Here, let's see. Oh, wait, wait. There it is. There it is.
Every time.
And my buddy, Danny wants to jump in real quick.
Hold on, bro. 2 seconds. Tell him jump in. Hold on, 2 seconds.
Bro,
What's up?
what's up, G? I had all the Power Rangers, the ones where you would press the belt and it would switch from having the helmet on to having them off.
Oh, no way.
I cry every time I look how much those motherfuckers are worth now, bro. Because my mama made me throw them shits away. Oh my god, bro.
No
Now,
shit.
now I'm like, Mama, you see how much this shit's worth? It's crazy.
The more for Adidas is going for like $5, $4, dude.
Yeah, and people, the ones that have the one that was signed is even more.
Dude.
I cry myself to sleep at night sometimes.
Romero, this is my friend Danny. Danny, this is Romero.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's up, bro?
We're talking about Power Rangers. He got me this Ultimate Dragon's Lord for Christmas.
Let me see that. What is that?
It's the Ultimate Dragonzoid mixed with the
Oh my God.
yeah, he even got the turtles on the guns, man, ready to
Yeah, I was
launch
about
them.
to say. I was like, who are the friends that are featured that's hanging on there?
Yeah,
Damn,
man, that just adds an
fire,
extra
man.
punch.
Damn. R.I.P. Jason David Frank.
Real. Yeah, man, gone too
Great.
soon.
I know, man. And they just put up they have put up this picture of him. I think he was either like filming a scene or it was like behind the scenes of that what is it, the Legend of the White Dragon
Yeah,
that he's got coming out. And I want to see it, man. Like I wasn't like keeping up with a lot of like the fan film stuff he did or like the original film stuff he did, but I want to see that shit. If it's gonna be his last performance, I'm gonna see that shit. Hands down.
You guys ever watched his stuff with Bat in the Sun?
No.
Like when he does the shit with like, wasn't it like stuff like with him versus Ryu or him versus
and Scorpion.
The White
Ranger.
Bat in the Sun. Bat in the Sun.
Yeah.
They do good shit, man. I remember watching, what was it, Dying Isn't Easy, the Batman fan film with Michael Madsen playing Commissioner Gordon. Yeah. Yes.
All right, you guys are gonna have to link me that shit. Cause
Oh, listen, yeah, for sure. You got it. It's one of, like, you don't see a lot of solid Batman fan films, but Batman Dying is Easy is like, they got Doug Jones. I don't know if you know who Doug Jones is. He's like the modern day creature guy, but he played Abe Sapien in Hellboy. He played in what's that movie where he was another water creature? The Shape of Water. He was the guy in I think it was Legend or Labyrinth where he's got like eyes on his hands or some shit like that.
oh, Pam's Labyrinth or some shit like that.
Pan's Labyrinth. There you go. I said Legend. Yeah, Doug Jones. I think he plays Mr. Freeze. He either plays Mr. Freeze or the Riddler, but they've got some really great cameos in this Batman fan film, man. Like, it's so well done. And like a lot of it takes place in Arkham between Batman and Joker, but it's really fucking solid. Like, somebody needs to give them money to make a feature length like Batman fan film for sure.
Real talk.
Yo, what's good, bro? What's going on? Welcome, everybody.
Like
Welcome everybody.
Bat in the Sun is the best fan fiction channel on YouTube because they put quality work and there's money involved, and the fight choreography is hands down probably the best you'll ever see, dude.
Yeah, it's definitely solid.
All right, well, I'm gonna let you guys go because I gotta go pick up wifey. But nice meeting you.
All right,
link me that shit.
Yeah, you too. And we'll shoot you that link too for the Batman fan film for sure.
All right, for sure. See you guys.
All right, brother. Drive safe out there.
You too, man.
All right, dude.
Listen, so before we get into this topic, right?
Okay, what's up?
Are we going to do this whole "what have we been watching" thing?
You got some heaters or what? You got some heaters?
I've seen some shit now. Maybe it's a heater, but then there's another one that was like it didn't get as hot as I wanted it to, but it's lukewarm. But I've seen some pretty interesting shit, man.
All right,
over
man.
the course of the last couple days.
Lay it on me. What you got?
All right. So, and I was really pissed off that I didn't see this last year because when we did our like wrap up, this would have been one of my best movies of last year. Have you seen The Menu yet?
Yes. That was number 9. No, number 8 on my list.
Your list? Oh my god, man! And I didn't even see it until like a couple days ago. And that movie, I almost checked out at some point. I was like, at some point it was just dragging, and I was like, yeah, I'm not interested in these characters. Nicholas Holt's just being a kiss ass, and Anna Taylor-Joy, whatever. And then, that shit happened where the dude just was, he put the gun in his mouth, and I'm like, oh, now we in the game, and I was completely invested after that. So I was on board after that, but then the movie just gets crazier and crazier and more. It was almost like I could see why people made the comparisons to Ready or Not. It's not the same like premise, but as far as like some of the things that's structured throughout. I could see why people made the comparisons to that. But bro, I'm telling you, that movie was so well put together. And I was surprised because I kept writing off the trailers. I was like, yeah, whatever. It's the menu. And plus I'm not the biggest Ralph Fiennes guy. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not. Ralph Fiennes is he just seems like that actor that you can't trust in real life. He's just
That's
something
his brother.
about him, man. I can't
That's
trust
his
him
brother.
in real life. I really can't. But the movie, like, and especially the ending was so fucked up. Where it's just like you kind of know what's about to happen, but the characters just couldn't do shit about it. They were looking like the one guy even said it, or it was either one of the guy characters or the lady. Just like, listen, we're gonna die tonight. We're gonna die tonight. Like when they were outside,
No, it was a critic.
Yep. And he's like, we're going to die tonight. Yep, this is going to happen. I was like, oh my god. I had hopes for them to get out too, man, but they didn't. They did not.
That was kind of the point,
people.
though, because they were all shitty people.
Yeah, and that's
They were all shitty people.
That's the thing, man, and that is something that is common with the two movies I watched recently because I saw Megan, and Megan. There's no, like, for me, there's no character to root for except for Megan. I'm ready for her. Like, every time she wasn't on screen, it's like, where's she at? I'm ready for Megan to come back because these characters are dickheads through and through. Did you see it yet?
I have not seen it yet. I was on the Cinema Space podcast last night with Aaron. He was the only one that saw it. I'm trapped in the middle of a storm, so I can't get out of my house anyway.
Oh, shit.
So
Damn. What's like rainstorm or something?
Yeah, rainstorm. There was a tree blocking our driveway. Our road to get into town got washed out, so we had to wait for it to come down. My hometown had like seven neighborhoods under evacuations, and they had to build a evac center at the fairgrounds.
Oh, so it was real out there. Y'all had some real emergency weather out there.
Yeah, Santa Cruz is like literally under a river right now. It's crazy. Yeah, so I haven't been able to get anywhere yet. I probably won't see Megan. Aaron was lukewarm on the movie. He did not like it as much. One of the things he did say was that an R-rated cut would have made the movie better.
Yes,
and
I agree.
There is an article that was posted yesterday by an interview, but with the director and writer, both saying that you will be seeing an unrated cut soon.
And they're already
I'm
working
going to
on
wait for that cut instead.
Listen, I'll tell you like this, bro. Like the movie, like I went through like different motions with the movie. Like when the trailer dropped, I was like, this is going to be one of the funniest fucking movies of the year, or it's going to be one of the worst. It's just going to fall flat on its ass. But I'm on board with it because I'm just going to turn my brain off. Let's get a killer doll movie. We haven't gotten I like the Child's Play remake. The 2019, I think it was. I love that remake, and like a lot of people shit on it, but I'm like, you got to look at the subgenre. We don't have a lot of good killer doll movies. You know, I don't even count Annabelle because she just fucking sits there and she might turn her head like every 6 hours into the movie. I fucking hate that shit. But let's reinvigorate this subgenre and let's jump into it and let's get crazy. But then they said it was PG-13 and I was disappointed. I was like, oh my God, why are we doing this? But then they dropped trailer 2 and I was like, oh, I didn't know we were getting this crazy. I'm back on board with it. I can deal with a PG-13 movie as long as we push it as far as we can. Then I remember watching the movie. By the time it was over, I was like, the ending was a big takeaway for me. Like, that shit shaved off major points. But I was like, I want to see part 2. I want to see a sequel, but I want to see them get better because this shit has the potential to be the next Child's Play. Like, unfortunately, that's what it is. Like, that's the only killer doll movie we can make comparisons to because it is literally, they borrow so much from that Child's Play remake, you know, as far as like Megan pairs with this little girl Katie. Katie touches Megan's palm and she's synced with her. She's her secondary, person that she responds to next to the chick from Get Out. Chick from Get Out manufactured her, so that's rightfully so. That's like top priority. But Katie is the one that she syncs up with, and it's like some friend to the end shit. But I feel like they did not push that PG-13 rating as far as they could have, and they should have, because if there's one thing they were trying to sell in the trailers, it was how crazy Megan was going to get. Like, how much was she going to dispose of these asshole characters, because they're all assholes. Every character in this movie is damn near unlikable. Even the little girl at times. The little girl Katie at times is unlikable, but she's justified. I said this in my TikTok green screen video. I said that Katie, she's justified in her being like an asshole character because she lost both her parents. She lost both her parents. She has to just unexpectedly go live with her aunt who doesn't have any kids, who's so self-centered and focused on her career that she's like, yeah, well, I got this doll for you to come raise you. So she becomes that character because she stops fucking with humans, and Megan is all she knows. But Megan, overall, I love that doll, yo. Like, they gave her complete personality in there, top to bottom, and she had me cracking the fuck up in so many moments in that movie. But it's like, if you wait for the R-rated version, I think you're well within your rights to do that shit.
Yeah, I mean, once that article dropped yesterday, I was like, you know what? I made up my mind. I'm gonna wait for that unrated version now. I'm just gonna watch that. I'm not gonna watch this PG-13 because if there's because from the interview it says, oh yeah, we got a little bit more crazier. There's a little bit more blood. And we pushed the boundaries a little bit more. Like, in the original script, Megan goes on a fucking full-on rampage that apparently that's not shown in the fucking movie.
Oh,
I'm like, what?
And you know what? I can see that because there was a scene, like, me and my girl were watching it, and there was a scene where, how in Child's Play, they didn't take it as far as they could have, but in Child's Play remake, remember when Chucky stabs that dude who's wearing the costume? He stabs him in the neck, and then he's got all the Caslin products going crazy. That was an opportunity for them to go crazy. They didn't go after it how they should have, how they could have. But I will say that movie did more than what they could have done with Megan in a sequence like that. There's a sequence, and I won't spoil it for you or anybody else, but there's a sequence where there's tons of people in the building for this launch for the Megan doll. And I was telling my girl, I'm like, yes, please. I was like, please let Megan go haywire and lose her shit and just murder everybody in the building and walk out the building like it's nothing. And we didn't happen. And I'm hoping they get that. Yeah, and it's like, it's going to disappoint. If you watch that version, you will be so disappointed because I was like, yes. I was like, we going to get it? Are we going to get it? I was like,
because at least Chucky or Buddy in the Child's Play remake, he had like the drones and the other dolls going all fucking haywire and like in that store, which was kind of cool. That was like a really cool concept. I like that. That was a cool sequence, in my opinion.
It really was. And we unfortunately we don't get that. But I feel like what they lack in like the characters and the kills and some of the stupid ass points they make with the story, they make up for it with Megan overall. Like, when I say next to Chucky, like Brad Dourif's Chucky, because he had way more personality and way more movies to convey that shit. But next to Brad Dourif's Chucky, we have never seen a killer doll like this, ever. There's a moment where the chick tries to tell, she's like, Megan, turn off. And Megan's like, wait, hold on 1 second. Like, I thought we were having a conversation. I was like, oh, shit. She is not finished right now, but it's little moments like that make the movie. It's entertaining, but I feel like they just could have did way more. But they played it really safe, and I'm hoping that when they make a sequel, like, just let it rip. Even if you have to give it an R rating, just let it rip. This was a Blumhouse movie.
Yeah, the Blumhouse movie. You know what it was too that kind of pushed it on the edge for PG-13 is when they released that first trailer, and that stupid fucking dance is in the trailer. And then TikTok got involved, and then Blum and James Wan looked at each other and said, no, we need to make this PG-13 because we need to maximize our profits here.
Christ almighty. And that's like a one and done type of moment.
They were going to cut that scene out of the trailer. at last minute, but they left it in.
Honestly, that was a moment that they probably should have left out. I feel like a lot of the like what Megan does, it's in the trailer, and at some point you do get to a point in the movie where you have seen everything in the trailer and everything's brand new, and that's probably like in the third act for the most part, leaning towards the ending of the movie. But a lot of shit they really did spoil in the trailer and the TV spots. But I mean, it's entertaining. Like, it's better than fucking Puppet Master: The Last Reich, whatever it is, whatever that Puppet Master.
I don't know.
12.
That shit was fire. I don't know. I thought that shit was kind of fire. That shit was kind of fire. The dude from Reno 911 being the fucking hero. Like, come on.
What was that? The 11th Puppet Master movie?
I think that was the 12th. Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah, that was the 12th one, and that was written by the guy that did Bone Tomahawk. You ever seen Bone Tomahawk with Kurt Russell?
I heard of it though. Yeah, I heard of it though. Is it what is it?
It's like
is it good?
It's like a spaghetti western with a horror movie. Like these cannibals come into this little small town, kidnap a woman, and it's up to these like outlaws to go out and it's basically like 310 to Yuma meets Hills Have Eyes, basically.
That doesn't sound bad actually. They said 310 to Yuma meets Hills Have Eyes. That's a bold, merge right there. What's it called?
It's kind of
what up?
Kind of accurate.
You write it down.
Yeah, that's accurate. I always think that's accurate, honestly.
What is it? Bone Saw Tomahawk?
A Bone Tomahawk. That's Kurt Russell. I think Alan get it. Yeah, I mean, once you see that movie, man, you see that cast, dude, it's fucking stacked, bro. I was like, holy shit! Like, you got these actors in this movie? Like, what the fuck?
Tomahawk. I'm actually about to look up the cast right now. Oh, this came out in 2015. First of all, Patrick Wilson, Matthew Fox.
Matthew Fox.
Matthew Fox is he's a gem, man. Like, a lot of people don't give Matthew Fox the credit he deserves. Richard Jenkins. I was just watching him and David Arquette and Sid Haig.
Yeah.
What? Sean Young? What? Is that the same Sean Young from Blade Runner?
Yes.
Finkel is Einhorn?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, this cast, this is hold up, but what has this director done? I gotta look up these dudes.
He's done Bronze Cell Block 99, which is also another fire movie, and Dragged Across Concrete with Mel Gibson and Troy Kittles.
Oh, you know what's crazy? I had definitely took a guess and said the Littlest Reich, whatever, but that definitely was the one he did. The guy you say from Reno 911, is that Thomas Lennon?
Yes. I don't remember his character's name in Reno 911. I can't remember. He was the dude that always worked the Daisy Dukes and the Aviators. I think he was the sergeant.
He's also the guy that was in, I don't know if you've seen the Harold and Kumar movies. He's in Harold and Kumar, a very Harold and Kumar Christmas. He's fucking Harold's new best friend. He's like the straight-laced guy who's in that movie. He's also the guy that's in oh my God, is it Hot Tub Time Machine, or it's either Hot Tub Time Machine or oh my God, I can't remember, but he's the one that takes his dog to Craig Robinson, and Craig Robinson pulls the keys out of the dog's ass and throws it to him, and he catches the keys with the shit on him, and he's just like, like, yeah, that's that guy. Listen, I think it's Hot Tub Time Machine.
I think that is Hot Tub Time Machine, because I think Craig Robinson's in that movie. Where
he works at a place called Sup Dog or whatever. And the dude comes in.
It's Hot Tub.
Yeah, the dude from Reno 911, Craig Robinson pulls the keys out of the dog's ass and throws it to him. And then he catches the keys and he's just like wretched it. That shit's hilarious, man. fucking
It's funny as
hilarious.
fuck, dude.
No, I
Holy
put that on
shit.
the list though. This bone tomahawk thing, I put it on the list because I like you said spaghetti western. Is it like along the lines of I don't know as far as like sleazy and violence goes? Like, is it along the lines of something like Hobo with a Shotgun or
Uh,
VFW?
no, not really. You want that kind of violence, you gotta watch Cell Block Brawl and Cell Block 99 because there's tons of violence in that fucking movie. But this one, there is a sequence involving a bone toward the end of the movie that'll make you fucking yeah, it's crazy. And I'm not talking about, and it's not like an actual bone. It's a fucking bone tomahawk. It's like an actual like that big, bro, and it goes in someone. Fucked up.
Yeah.
It's fucked up, bro. Have you seen Avatar 2?
I have not seen Avatar 2 yet. You saw it? Was it good?
Yeah, I liked it. I liked it a lot, actually. I really did like it.
All 7 days runtime? You was in that theater for a week.
I was there, bro. I went at 2 o'clock, bro, and I didn't get out till like 3:30 on Saturday, bro.
Listen, now I'm not gonna lie. Like that runtime is pushing it, but people know what they're getting into. It's James Cameron. It's Avatar 2. It's one of the most anticipated sequels of all time. So people know what they're getting into, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm sure it'll be worth it because the trailers make that movie look majestic. That movie looks amazing. As far as like the story and shit, I don't know yet because I haven't seen it, but I'm definitely going to take the time out to check that shit out.
You can totally tell this movie was written in 2010. I can tell you that right now.
Oh, yeah.
You can totally tell this movie was written in 2010. You can totally tell. But it makes up for it because of the spectacle of the movie, so that's why.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I enjoyed it. People have their critiques of the movie. I don't know. I don't want to spoil it, but I'll just say that I enjoyed it. I thought it was a really fun movie. At no point did I ever feel the length of the movie because it just kept moving. For me, at least.
Good.
I didn't. I did use the bathroom one time, so I did miss like 5 minutes of the movie. So I might have to go back and watch it again just to see that 5-minute runtime.
That was probably the most important 5 minutes of the full. That's the 5 minutes you missed. Probably set up Avatar 12. Like
No,
they probably had an
Echo the Dolphin. That's what it set up.
Yeah, they put an Easter egg in there that set up the next 7 sequels. No, James Cameron, he said his cut that he has for Avatar 3 is 9 hours long.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck you, James Cameron, because we love you, but I don't know anybody that's that big of a James Cameron fan that's going to. Now, I know he's going to cut it down, of course. They're not going to release a 9-hour movie. But if they stream it and it's like, yeah, listen, if you stream this, it's going to be $79.95 plus tax, and it's 9 hours long. No.
I had said this on Cinema Space that had they released that as a TV series, it would have been hit. It would have been a hit.
Like, why not?
It would have been a hit. It would have been Wednesday. It would have been.
That's a good fucking idea, man. Like, why? Yeah, why did they ever think to make Avatar, like make it a TV series? That gives you ample time to stretch out the story and flesh out these characters. That I never thought of that. That's like a perfect fucking idea for them to do that. I don't know why they wouldn't do that in the first place. Instead of having people sit in the fucking theater, that way you can. Like sometimes people would like enjoy things better at home. I feel like Avatar is one of the things where you do have to, if you want the full experience, you do have to experience it on the big screen.
Yes.
You need all of that spectacle. But like a TV series would have been so much better. I don't know. Maybe I feel
Avatar 3 though in the fire in 2 years. Avatar 3 when we get the fire Navi, like
so that is the thing.
Yeah.
We are getting that.
Yeah,
because I
he's confirmed that in an interview.
Yeah,
he's confirmed that in an interview.
He says that in an interview, and I wasn't sure like how much truth it was to that because it was like the rumors are we're getting the fire, but I was like, wait, we go from Way of the Water to Fire Navi. Okay, like I definitely got to see the new one. So that's
the 4 elements. I think the next one because you get the first one was air. Next one is water. This one's fire, and the fourth one would be earth.
Yeah, and then at that
And then
point, that's when we
the
start to
fifth element would
Captain
be
Planet.
Lilu from Fifth Element.
I was about to say, listen, if we get Lilu, I was about to say this is when we merge and we cast Captain Planet, and this is when we finally get our, not the Don Cheadle version, we finally
No, we
get our
get
live action
Don
version.
Cheadle. We get Don Cheadle or nothing at all.
Yo, listen, that's going to cause an uproar. Everybody's going to be like, oh, James Cameron went woke and we got a black fucking Captain Planet. But then it's like, well, technically, he belongs here because wasn't Captain Planet blue?
Yeah.
Like all along? So he does belong. He does belong. We got a point. But listen, if Don Cheadle, Don Cheadle's already like, he's already planning on, what's that, Armor Wars?
Armor Wars, yeah. And I think he's also doing Ironheart also.
Listen, it's a lot of Marvel news too, man. It is a shit ton of reported Marvel news, and I'm like, these motherfuckers just don't stop. And then they dropped the Ant. Did you see the Ant-Man trailer?
I am not ready, dude. I was kind of like whatever, but after seeing that second trailer, I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Okay. You better be Empire Strikes Back. That's the bar you're setting right now. You better be Batman Returns.
It's no joke, man. Like, I like the first Ant-Man movie. The first Ant-Man movie took me back to like my childhood when I saw shit like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Like, I love adventure movies that play around with size and settings and shit like that. The second one, I gotta watch it again, but I do remember liking the second one, and it was a little goofier. But this one, it looks like the stakes are high, and I love that shit in Marvel movies. One of the things about Marvel movies, I feel like the stakes aren't high enough. That's why I'm a DC guy, even though they fucking up all across the board. But the Marvel movie, this, I don't think Scott Lang's going to make it out of this alive.
I hope not. I think he'll be the catalyst for what the Avengers, like, when they come together for, like, the King Dynasty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think he'll be the catalyst for that. I mean, I hope that's where they go. You know what I mean? Because there's no fucking way. There's no way he survives King. There's no way. There's no way. I mean, Apollo Creed. I mean, Adonis is not even going to survive King. Let's just be real.
Listen, I had put a post up earlier, and I was like, or yesterday or so, and I was like, it's crazy how Jonathan Majors is about to whoop Creed and Ant-Man's ass in 2023. Like, you are taking down some heavyweight people.
Don't
and Ant-Man, people can say what they want.
Toward the end of the season, end of the year.
Oh, listen, I went back and I watched the season finale of Loki. And I never was a fan of Loki. I never liked the character, so I didn't have any intentions on watching the show. Somebody was like, listen, watch the finale, fuck all the rest of it, just to watch Jonathan Majors. And I watched it, and I'm just sitting there like engulfed in his performance, man, as the fucking, he's basically one of the variants. But he's just sitting there casually just eating the apple. Like, even when they're in the elevator, where he's like, yep, I'm a man, flesh and blood. He's like, don't tell me you're disappointed. And then he just keeps teleporting. And then he's like, come on in. But then towards the end, when he says, you can do what I say and continue my life's work, or you can kill me, and another version of me pops up here anyway. Like, and she kills him, and he's like, what? Oh my God, yeah. Jonathan Majors is killing it right now.
Yeah, he's gonna have one hell of a year. One hell of a year.
I didn't see his what's the movie? I almost called it Red Tails. I know a lot of people out there.
Oh, Devotion. Devotion.
That's it. That one. Yeah, I did not see that
movie. It was good. I do feel like they did not push certain story beats further because I feel like that wasn't the point. I feel like the point was to really depict his struggle as a black man aviator and trying to like fit in with all these other aviators that are white. There's like subtle hints of some racial tension, but they don't expand on it more. Right. Because it's like, that's the story that you're telling, but you're not really divulging it. But you're also building up this man into like a legendary status Like, this is someone that I didn't even know existed. Like, this is a real person. I didn't know he existed.
I didn't know either until I saw. I think it was an interview he did on was it Sway in the morning? I can't remember. It was an interview he was doing where they had a segment where he was talking about the movie and how it was based on like a real person. I was like, oh, I didn't know he was pretty much doing like a biopic, but I'll probably put that on my watch list too, because Jonathan Majors, that dude, man, I don't think the first time I saw Jonathan Majors, I think, was in White Boy Rick, and he's got this like, yeah, he was the guy. I don't know if you know the rapper Danny Brown. He was the guy that beat the shit out of Danny Brown with the champagne bottle when they were watching the fight or whatever it was, where Danny Brown was like, "Looks like we got your seat," and then Jonathan Majors beat the fuck out of him. He's the dude that basically kept telling Rick, he's like, "Listen, like, don't shit where you eat, and don't get us caught up in this madness." And then I think I saw him in I had only watched one episode of it, and I know I'm gonna get crucified.
Lovecraft?
Yeah, I only watched one episode of Lovecraft, but they canceled it.
Yeah, I never watched it. I know. I think Michael Kenneth Williams is Jackie Robinson in that series.
He's in there. He's in there. Journey Smollett from Birds of Prey is in there. I think Courtney B. Vance is in there too. But I watched one episode. I did commentary for one episode, and I did not expect what I got. So when I wanted to jump into episode 2, I saw that they canceled it, and I was like, well, this is basically how I feel about the Scream TV series, those first 2 seasons. I'm not going to watch it. I don't want to get invested in this story and these characters, and I can't continue on. Because the last thing y'all going to do is leave me with a cliffhanger episode, and I can't follow up on it.
Also, too, that show also had a tough time following up against Watchmen. Because it came out right around the same time, and it was like, holy shit. And that Watchmen TV series was really fucking good. Expensive. Expensive. Yeah, but I don't know where else you could have gone with that. But, other than that, Lovecraft Country just really had a tough time because it came out right on the heels of Watchmen after that disaster. And then this one, just another disaster in the ratings. It's just like, nah, we're not going to do it.
Yep. Two shows where it's like, I don't even care. I want to see the rest of it, but I don't. It's not life or death because we're not going to follow up on it.
Okay.
Bullshit.
So I have, before we get on to our main event, I have an important question to ask you.
I feel like the pressure's on. I'm nervous now.
It is. It is. Who's the better actor? John Cena, Dwayne Johnson, or Dave Bautista?
I knew. And you know what?
TikTok is losing its motherfucking mind over this question. Twitter is losing their mind over this question. I need your opinion, bro.
This is a complicated response I'm about to give here. And I saw your video, and I was like, do I comment on this? Like, I'm not trying to fucking argue with this dude right now, but I was like, I saw exactly where you were coming from with your opinion and your response. But I had just recently, a couple days prior, posted something when I saw what Dave Bautista said. And I was like, that is some of the most honest and humble responses I've ever heard somebody give, let alone a wrestler turned actor.
Yeah.
So, all right, I'll say this: The Rock, The Rock found his footing in Walk and Talk. He wasn't great in The Mummy Returns, and his CG was ass. He wasn't good in The Scorpion King. He wasn't good in Doom. I don't know what else came after that. We can actually find this out right now. But
no, not the Tooth Fairy. Yeah, I think the Tooth Fairy. Was it the Tooth Fairy also?
He was, because I think that was around the time. Wait, have him and Vin Diesel been in fucking competition all these years? Because Dwayne Johnson was in the Tooth Fairy and Vin Diesel was in the Pacifier. I swear it was around the same time. These dudes. It
was. But it's funny how that worked out for them.
The thing about The Rock I like The Rock a lot because he is, even in the worst movies, like in a movie like Skyscraper or Rampage, I like The Rock
San
because
Andreas.
San Andreas. I've actually never seen all of it, but that's the same director as Rampage, so he loves working with The Rock, apparently. But like, even in his worst movies, I like Dwayne Johnson because he's charming. Like, even when he's beating the shit out of people, like in the Fast and Furious movie, he's charming. He's charismatic. Has The Rock ever given me a role where I'm just like, damn, man, like, I really felt that? Like, no. I will say this. I, I'm undecided. I'm not saying he's better than The Rock, but I will say this about Dave Bautista. And somebody also pointed this out. It might have been you that said it's like he's not afraid to step out of his comfort zone pretty much for the most part.
Yeah.
Like when Dave Bautista was in, I've seen him in Blade Runner. I've seen him in Marauders. I've seen him in Guardians of the Galaxy. I can never make it through those movies, but I've seen him in bits of Guardians of the Galaxy. But I remember seeing Dave Bautista in Army of the Dead, and people can say what they want, but for him to play like a, kind of like down on his luck type of, has-been guy, a broken man. There you go, broken man, a father. He had a love interest who got her fucking head spun around at some point. He gets bit. He dies. Like, that's one thing that The Rock does not do in his movies.
No,
if he dies,
always on the up and up. It's always coming up on his end. You know what I mean? And that's one of the things too that I just don't. I'm like, there are a few movies though, because more that I thought about it, there are like 2 movies or 3 movies that come to mind when I think about Dwayne Johnson and his versatility. It's Snitch, Faster, and Walking Tall. Those are 3 movies that I could go.
Faster was good. Yeah. That was a good one.
And those
I like that movie.
3 movies that I don't think people talk enough about, because I do think that within those roles, he's showing a little bit more range and stepping out of his comfort zone. You know what I mean? Like in Snitch, he plays this dad trying to protect his son. In Faster, he plays this down on his luck hitman or driver. Even though I don't think Faster was a good movie, that was the movie that landed him Fast and the Furious. That was the movie.
Really?
Yes,
that was before Fast Five?
Yeah, it was the movie, because that came out right before. That came out 2 years before that, I believe.
Yeah, because I remember Faster, and I was like, even back then, before we knew him as this big behemoth box office star, I remember watching Faster, and I was like, yo, like, The Rock is on some shit in this movie. He walked into that office building and just shot that dude in the head, but that's one of the things that gets on my fucking nerves about The Rock. And as much as I like him as an actor and how far he's come in his career, I don't stop playing this compromised, this is why I am the way I am, this is why I'm killing people and why I'm the bad guy. Just be a straightforward, this is why I want The Rock to fucking, this is why I want him to play the Terminator. I want him to play the Terminator. Just an uncompromised, listen, I've been wanted The Rock to play an uncompromised bad guy. Just kill people. Don't have a reason why I'm killing. Like, even in Black Adam, my son got killed, and then I looked like Captain America with the CG body and the, come on, man. Like, just be the fucking bad guy. Like, don't be the anti-hero with the reason behind what's going on. Like, don't, I hate that shit. Dave Bautista, I do give him credit because he's got more emotional range than The Rock does. And who was the other one you said? John Cena. John Cena, I don't think John Cena's in the same, acting wise, I don't think he's in the same tax bracket as them. Comedic wise, sure. Because John Cena can be funny as fuck.
And that one movie he did with Little Ray Howard on Hulu, I can't remember, Vacation or something like that.
Oh, couples vacation?
Yeah, couples vacation, yes.
And the Peacemaker TV series, in Suicide Squad, I liked him a lot in those movies. And I didn't even think I was going to like John Cena in Fast 9. And he's not great, but it's okay, I can deal with him. He paved the way so that I can try to deal with Brie Larson in Fast 10. But he's not no, seriously, because it's why are we casting Brie Larson in movies? I'm sorry. Listen, we may never get Brie Larson on this fucking show because of what I'm about to say. Brie Larson's not a good actor. I'm sorry. I don't care, Marvel. I don't care, Kevin Feige. I'm sorry. I like Brie Larson in 21 Jump Street. And she was okay in Just Mercy. That's it. She's a lifeless actress. She is the female version of fucking Scott Eastwood, Sam Worthington, and Jai Courtney. That's what she is. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry, man. Like, I don't like Brie Larson, man. Everybody was like, when Captain Marvel came out and I saw it and like Minnie reviewed it, she was like, everybody was like, well, that's the way the character is in the comics. And, everybody's hating on Brie Larson. It's the trendy thing to do. And it's like, no, she's just a bland actress. She doesn't bring anything to the role. I don't like her. Don't. I can deal with
shots fired. God damn,
man. Yeah, listen,
Sam Worthington, Scott Eastwood, fucking John Courtney, all got it, man.
Listen, you tell me one movie that Jai Courtney was amazing in, and don't worry, I'll wait because Jai Courtney.
I don't disagree, but goddamn, man, Collateral Damage.
No, I take that back. I repent. Jai Courtney, I like him as Captain Boomerang. That's the only role I've seen him in where he gets to show some type of personality. But somebody was arguing me down on TikTok because I said Jai Courtney was a terrible Kyle Reese in fucking Terminator Genesis, and he was trash. And they were like, "What? Jai Courtney was amazing. He was more believable than Michael Biehn." And I'm like, now you're going too goddamn far. Like, this is why I don't.
Whoever this person is, you need to tag him and post his shit all over, man, because that's no.
Listen, I can't even fucking log into TikTok on the laptop because for some reason it won't. I don't know what's up with my password. I would go in the comments and look at that shit, and I'll do it. Because they said that he was a better Kyle Reese than Michael Biehn, and I'm like, have you fucking smoked rocks, Nick? The hell is wrong? Nah. Terrible.
But one of the things also that I seen like also often being argued is that John Cena showed a lot more range in the Peacemaker TV series.
He does.
Which granted, yes, but he still doesn't take on roles because this is the point of contention that I'm trying to make that Batista takes on. Like, I don't buy John Cena as a fucking forensic scientist, but I'd buy Batista as a forensic scientist. I wouldn't buy John Cena as someone that could fix AI hardware, but I can buy that from Batista. I can buy Batista playing like an evil general, a broken down man, and I am very curious to see what he's going to do at Knock at the Cabin in February.
Listen, how you feel about that trailer, yo? Because I don't think we talked about this, and I think I did a trailer reaction, and I was so like, I didn't know what to take away from that shit because I don't know what's going on. I really don't, and I know that's M. Night Shyamalan at his finest. He wants to mind fuck everybody, but bruh, I don't get it. I don't understand.
I think it's really about like sacrificing people to appease God. It's about religion. It's about I know, but that's what I took from it, though. If you really think about it and look who he's playing a pastor who believes in the prophecy that is being foretold through the Bible.
Axe pitchfork, some makeshift weapon that he's got. But it's like that shit the twist, as soon as they said, you've got to kill this person, one of you has to kill one or the other, or the world's going to end. I was like, Cabin in the Woods, anybody? Like, wasn't that the ending twist of Cabin in the Woods? And then, you got Ronald Weasley from Harry Potter, and you got the black chick from Old. That's him. That's Ronald Weasley from Harry Potter. And if there's anybody I want to make it out of that situation alive, it's the little girl. Like, I know they're probably the two guys, the couple, they're probably going to sacrifice each other. Maybe everybody beats each other to death to a bloody pulp. I just want that little girl to survive. I thought that was a little girl from the Meg. But a bunch of people out there would probably call me racist because they would probably be like, oh, you think all little Asian girls look alike? No, I don't. But I thought that was the little girl from the Meg.
Thought that was the girl from Modern Family. That's what I thought that was. But then I realized, oh wait, she'd be like 18 now. Never mind, it's not her.
we don't fuck around and get canceled off this shit, man. We gotta be careful.
Yeah,
we gotta be careful. But Knock at the Cabin. I do want to see Knock at the Cabin because M. Night Shyamalan. The last movie I saw his was Old. I don't know if that was his last movie. I still haven't seen Glass. I don't think I've
Either
ever
of them.
seen Lady in the Water all the way through.
Never watched
I got to go
that.
back and watch Unbreakable. Yeah, I've never seen Unbreakable,
that. Never seen
and
that.
that's to Split and Glass, so it makes everything come full circle. But M. Night Shyamalan's always, what worries me about him, like, I'm glad he's like a Pennsylvania native, but he's always hit or miss. His movies are either really good or they're really fucking bad.
Problem is with him is also that he like intervenes twists that are unnecessary.
Hmm.
Like you don't need to have a twist just to have a twist.
That's his thing. That's his thing, man. Like,
yeah, but if you
everybody's
think
got their
about some
thing.
of his good movies, like Unbreakable, there wasn't a real twist to that movie. It was just a spoof or like an alternate version of a superhero movie that we have never seen before.
Yeah.
Split was a very confined horror movie. Even though the twist was like, the beast was real, that twist was earned. The Visit, that's one of his most restrained movies. And the twist and the way they pulled that off was so good.
I got to go back and watch it.
The point is, it was earned. Those twists were earned. You know what I mean? They weren't just thrown in there to be thrown in.
Is The Visit worth going back and watching, like, all the way through?
Yes.
It's
not just for that reveal at the end. And it's
I know what the reveal is. Like, that's really the only thing I remember. I remember the grandparents creeping around the house, and then I remember at some point the mom, who I think is the chick from Step Brothers, or was it Step Brothers or That's My Boy? She's in a lot of comedy shit. I don't know if that was really her or not, but the mom is on like FaceTime on the laptop, and she's like, "Those aren't your grandparents." And yeah. I remember sitting down in the living room at the house I was at the time when it was on TV, and I was like, "Wait, what the fuck is going on?" And I tried to like latch myself onto it, but it was already too late. I had already missed too much.
It was Catherine Hahn.
Is that the girl?
That's the mom.
From
no, the mom was Catherine Hahn.
The mom, is she the one that's in all the comedy movies?
No, that's the one. That's Agatha.
Yeah, she's in all the comedy movies. She's in that. Wait, she's not in That's My Boy. She's in oh my God, what is it? Step Brothers? What's the one where Adam McKay is in the car singing with his family and he's making her sing along and shit? She's in there. She's in that movie. But I know you talk. She's fuck. She's in one of those comedy movies. Yeah, Catherine Hahn. What is the movie that she's in?
Bad Words. Our Idiot Brother.
She's in our.
Yeah, you're right. It is Step Brothers.
Okay, all right. Yeah. Because they're in the car, and I'm like, it's one of those scenes where Adam McKay, he's making everybody sing their respective notes. Yeah, she's in there, and I remember her being the mom, and she was on the computer on FaceTime and all of that. The Visit. All right, let me put that back on the list because I need to go back and watch that shit. But yeah, I mean, Knock at the Cabin, I'm gonna give it a chance. The most exciting shit that I saw in the trailer was when that big ass wave is rising up over everybody at the beach, and when that plane is just like, you can tell that engine is dead, completely dead. That shit is just on its way down, and you know what's about to happen. But that's, I'm gonna give it a fair chance, man. Especially because we're having this conversation about Dave Bautista and, them type of people. So.
And I'm also curious to see what he could do in a horror movie. And also, we'll never see Dwayne Johnson or John Cena in a horror movie. Maybe John Cena. John Cena. Dwayne Johnson, no.
Doom? You don't count Doom as a horror movie?
I count that as a shit movie.
Listen,
that's what I count that as.
I love Doom as a guilty pleasure. It is a classic B-movie monster man in a suit movie. I love that shit. It's bad. It's not good. It's not good at all. It's not good at all.
That's
like
fucking,
they even did the
person
POV
shooter.
They did the POV video game shot in there.
Fuck that. That's, man. Oh my God.
I love that shit, man.
I can't.
Then you got Rosamund Pike from Die Another Day in there. What? I love that shit.
Yeah. Carl Urban.
He's so bad, man. Carl Urban. You got the black guy from Resident. I don't even know that motherfucker's name. The black guy from Resident Evil Apocalypse. You got Richard Brack, who was just in Barbarian. He's in there, and he plays a douche in every fucking thing.
Yeah.
In there. God damn, I can't remember who else is in there. I don't know. Doom is you know they made another one. They made a sequel. It's called Doom
Yeah.
Annihilation. I'm scared to
Straight
watch it because it's like how
video.
much it's like making a sequel to House of the Dead, which they did. Like how much worse can you
I think
get?
they made two of those. I think they made two of those.
House of the Dead?
Yeah, I think they made two of those fucking movies. A sequel and a remake, I believe.
Uwe Boll, listen, Uwe Boll, I know you're not watching this, but Mr. Boll, stop making films.
Please.
If you can give that money to us,
Yeah,
and we can make
we'll put it to good use.
a masterpiece. We can make a masterpiece.
We'll remake Popcorn. We'll motherfucking do like we'll make a horror version of Hustle and Flow. We'll make a horror version of The Room, and I guarantee you.
Wait, my man said a horror version of listen. DJ is gonna go on like a slashing spree or some shit. Like
Nah, bro, it's gonna be. It's not even a slasher movie. It's gonna be a possession movie. That's what it's gonna be.
I got this beat in my head, man.
Yeah, the beat is like possessing him, dude. He makes a deal with the devil. Skinny Black is the devil.
Skinny Black. Listen, you might be on to something, man. I feel like we need to take way more risks in 2023.
No, we do.
Skinny Black is the devil. Like what? If Skinny Black. See, when you said that, it made me think of when DJ's looking at all those commercials on TV, and he's like, "Look, Mike, I used to go to school with him.
Right
there. Like Skinny Black right there, Mike." Listen, you might be on to something.
Truth be told, I've actually been writing something like that for a long time. But the business has changed, and the music business has changed for so long, and drastically since 2007, is that now a rapper's goal is not the same anymore. Back then, it used to be signed. Now it's not even. You can do this shit independently. Now it's like being viral or, being regional or whatever. You know what I mean? So you got to adjust the game or the goals to, fit his goals.
Isn't that shit crazy how, like, because you write shit, and I know because I write shit. It's like, you ever have this idea that you want to just keep, and you got to just keep modernizing it because we wrote this shit so long ago and it's so outdated that it wouldn't work today. I hate that shit, man. There's so many. Listen, I'm not even going to get sidetracked with that. I know we got to stick to the topic at hand, but also we got to get on that popcorn idea in 2023. We have to.
I sent you an outline, so like.
Listen, wait, was that to my email? Yeah, that was like to my email, right?
I sent that to you like 2 months ago.
To my Gmail?
Yeah.
All right. I got to go back to that. Because I've been in my, listen, I'm like, okay, the podcast is cool. We got our shit every 2 Wednesdays out of the month. So I'm like, one of the things I got to do this year, I got to get back on like the writing, like the script, the story shit. That is definitely one thing. Because I remember looking at something and another person was debating me online saying that Popcorn wasn't an underrated horror movie. And I'm like, how many fucking people know about this film? What is the majority of the audience that knows about this film through and through? And he's like, well, Joe Bob Briggs showed it at the such and such theater. And I was like, yeah, but how many people missed it? Like, how many people didn't see that?
Okay, hold on. I want to point out to the guy who said that. If Joe Bob Briggs showed that, that means it's an underrated classic.
Exactly. Yep.
That's all he shows. He doesn't show well-known movies. He shows unappreciated, underrated movies from the 70s, 80s, 90s.
Joe Bob Briggs is where I used to go back in the day on TNT to watch the Night of the Living Dead remake, the 1990 remake, because nobody. You know what? I'm lying. Don't let me lie to y'all. Cinemax used to show it every once in a while. Cinemax was where I caught it for the first time and put that fucking tape in the VCR and recorded it all the way through. And I still had that fucking VHS up until the time when I moved. But Joe Bob Briggs was the only one that used to show that movie. He used to show, like, Return of the Living too. A lot of people hate that movie, but it's kind of underrated in the zombie genre. Like, a lot of people love it. He really did used to show underrated movies, but the guy made it a point. Well, Joe Bob Brick showed it, and I'm like, yeah, but how many people saw it? How many people missed it? You know what I'm saying? Like, and how many people know about this movie?
I can almost guarantee you that a third of that audience didn't see that movie until he showed it to them.
Exactly. They never saw it before. It was a first-time watch for a lot of those people in there. And he just kept trying to, like, poke and pry at it. And I was like, yeah, but it's still underrated nonetheless. And he's like, yeah, well, amongst the horror genre. And it's like, the fuck?
Duh!
Like, what?
That's what we're talking about here.
People online, man, they just like to argue. And some days I have time for it. I really do. And other days I just be like, okay, like, you're right. You got it. Because nobody is going to ever sit up there and tell us that Popcorn is one of the most mainstream slasher movies of the 90s. And I think me and you both can attest to this, where we said this on, I think it was the episode where we did the 90s horror movies that deserve remakes. And we both had Popcorn on our list. And we said that Popcorn set the stage for a lot of things that Scream did. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people don't want to give that movie credit because a lot of people have never seen it. I guarantee you, if a lot of people sit there and break apart Popcorn, they will see, like, yo, like, Scream, like, I want to say New Nightmare, but we'll leave that where it's at. But Scream in particular, and all the other movies that parodied it and ripped it off, it's like Scream owes a lot to this movie. And a lot, like, nobody's ever seen it. And it's so fucked up, man. But that movie definitely deserves its dues.
Yeah, that movie deserves flowers, man, for real. Because that movie does not nearly get talked about nearly enough. And when people talk about 90s gems, they don't even bring that one up. You know what they'll bring up first? Misery, Silence of the Lambs. They won't bring up Popcorn. Am I lying? Tell me, am I lying?
Oh,
Popcorn would not be brought up as one of the best, or like, if you were to gather like 10 horror fans and ask them, name me 5 90s movies, 5 90s horror movies.
I can guarantee you, maybe, all right, I'm gonna give the benefit of the doubt and say maybe one of them will say Popcorn, but it won't be the first or second or third pick. But the majority of them will say, like, other shit. I don't, like, for them to say, like, Misery and, like, come on, man. Like, Kathy Bates got an Academy Award for Misery or whatever it was. It was some type of award for that. Like, that movie is mainstream for the most part, especially as far as, like, Stephen King adaptations go. Fucking.
Yes.
People are fucking stupid. I pour my beer on that. I really do. Wait, you can't hear that vibrating on the screen.
Yeah, I can hear it.
You know what? And it's crazy because nobody, the same people call my phone or text my phone during the week, but it's not until I'm doing something constructive. I don't know why I didn't hit the, cancel button. But it's like, no, it's not until I'm doing something constructive that these motherfuckers
start calling.
Yeah, man, and it's like, no.
No, I know exactly how you feel. Because once I start recording, all of a sudden my mom starts calling me, or my lady starts calling me, or the kid starts calling me. I'm like, seriously? You had all fucking day. Like, what the fuck?
Exactly. Yep. Exactly.
All right, you want to move on to our main event?
Yeah, we can. We can. Listen. Yeah. How many do you have on this list?
I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 4 on each side.
Wait, like you got ones that
I got 4 that I can survive, and then I got 4 that I'm not going to survive.
I just got a list.
You got
a list? I just got a list, and we don't have to go through the whole thing. I got a lot. And I didn't even go through. I just wanted to like freestyle this thing. I wrote them down. Like, I actively wrote them down, and I was like, okay, I know I'm putting this down. But I didn't think to myself until right now, would we or would we not survive these? So I'm going to figure this shit out. These are bad. I don't know. My life expectancy with these shit.
I have names, and then I have like cliff notes on why I would survive, and then why I won't survive.
All right, well, listen, you started off, brother. You got the
Okay, so
you got the
survival or I
blueprint.
won't. Okay, so for everyone out there that just joined us, or anyone that's gonna watch this in VOD, we are doing monsters that we think we could survive or we won't survive. I have four. Romero has a list,
I got
and
a lot.
we're gonna see where this goes. Should I do survival or won't survive?
I mean, yeah, we can start with the ones that we would survive, sure.
Okay. Freddy Krueger. I would survive Freddy Krueger. I would survive Freddy Krueger because I'm a lucid dreamer and I'm more in control in my dreams than I realize. One of the tricky things
All
about
right.
that is that if you can control your fear and control your heart rate and just control your mind, because that's basically what Freddy is. Freddy is a virus in your dream. He controls it. But in reality, he's not really controlling it. Basically, what it is that he has his hands over your steering wheel while you still have, well, you're still on the steering wheel. As
Yeah.
long as you forget that Freddy's hands is on the steering wheel, you can steer the dream. You can do that. And we see glimpses of it in Dream Warriors. We saw a glimpse of it in the Dream Master. And as
Master, yeah.
long as you can control that inner fear, he doesn't have anything. And then if you're really good, like at lucid dreaming, you can control the dream around you. You can control it. Because Freddy Krueger is a lucid dream. Like, he really is, if you think about it. Because when he touches you, it's real. Remember, it's a two-way street. You can touch him and you can hurt him. But you have to believe that when you are hurting him, you are actually hurting him. It all comes down to belief and controlling your inner deepest fear. And I think I could do that. I think I could beat Freddy. I think not beat, but I think I could survive him.
I'll say this. I know that from here on out, at this point, if I ever have a nightmare, I'm going to call out for you because I've never heard anybody explain that shit. I've never heard anybody explain that lucid dream shit the way you just explained it. Like I don't think I have that much control over my dreams. My shits are all over the place, and there are times, a lot of times, more than I care to count, that I have to wake myself up because I'm no longer in control, and I don't like what's about to happen. So it's like just my luck. I feel like I'll be like, all right, let me take Johnny's advice and let me do this in the dream, and then he'll hit me with the Debbie shit from Dream Master, where she's like, I don't believe in you, and he's like, I believe in you, and he just fucking turns her into a cockroach. Listen, I don't know.
It takes years of practice to like really master that. I'm not trying to get like really deep, but at the same time, is that like if you really because I've suffered through sleep paralysis several times.
Same here, bro. It is uncomfortable.
It's scary, man. But if you let that fear and you let your heart just like pound and shit, like it's gonna take over you. You have to relax and just let it be. Because if you don't, it's just gonna fuck with you. You know what I mean? Just let it be, and then you'll be fine.
I had sleep paralysis, I think, in 2000 and I think it was 2011. I had it for the first time, and I thought that was it. Like I'm like, okay, this. I've apparently I've done everything I'm supposed to do in life and all this other shit. I ain't supposed to have no kids, no nothing, because I could not move. I could not speak. It's one of those, like, could not speak, could not do nothing. And I'm like, yo, I can't even call. Like, I'm thinking in my head, like, I can't even call for anybody. I don't know what the fuck is going on. But listen, Brad, listen, I don't know. I really don't know if I would survive it personally, only because Freddy's a fucking goofball. He's a goofball. He's not just going to kill you. He's going to play around with you, man. He's going to be a fucking asshole. He turned Philip into a marionette doll. Like, whatever, if you like podcasting, he's going to put you in your own podcast. Like, he's going to have you, like, he's gonna turn into that monster under the bed on the Bump in the Night podcast.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
no,
for real.
he's gonna clown around, man, and he's gonna fuck us over bad. It's gonna end terribly. I mean, I would like to think I would survive that shit, but I don't know. Freddy's just a different type of asshole, man. I don't know. I'm actually you got me looking at this list to think what would I survive like firsthand, and I might do this out of order, because you started off with what you think you would survive as opposed to what you wouldn't. All right, so I'm going to do this out of order, no particular order.
Okay.
All right, so I'm just thinking of this on the spot. What I think I would survive, and I'm gonna mark it off because I'm confident in this as of right now. The graboids from Tremors. I think I would survive the graboids from Tremors. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I'm talkative around the right people, but I'm quiet as shit for the most part. I don't like to talk a lot, which means I don't like to make a lot of noise. Now, if we're dealing with the graboids from the first one, I think I'm cool. Like, I can, you can take your shoes off and you can step around, like, but if I'm putting myself in Perfection, Nevada, just don't drive around. Just walk around on everything, like tiptoe around everything. Do your shopping. Don't drop nothing. It's kind of like the same thing with the Quiet Place monster.
Yeah.
You just have to. And the graboids, they're fast, but it's like you do have to catch that prey at the end of the day. Now,
you have the heads up of seeing the ground move, so you have a heads up on how far they really are. So you can kind of adjust. Like, okay, my path to what I'm going to do.
You see the ground move. You see smoke come out the ground when they start to like move. You see floorboards, come up and stuff like that. But like the graboids, I think I'll survive. But if we're going into the sequels, I don't know about that.
I don't know. I think the second one I would have an easier time. If you just team me up with Bert with all those guns and dynamite, I'm good.
Bert is the ultimate cheat code, man, because he's like, listen, I got everything you want, and I got MRE, so we don't starve to death.
Yeah.
Bert was listen, shout out to Michael Gross. Does he have an Instagram page? We need to get Michael Gross on the show, man. We need to get him on this show because he is like the Jamie Lee Curtis of the Tremors franchise, only he popped up more times than he's the only reoccurring character in every movie. In all seven movies, yep, because the last one was Shrieker Island with Napoleon Dynamite. But I feel like as they go on, I don't know, because you had the graboids, and then you had the Shriekers, and then you had the ass blasters. These motherfuckers can fly. Then you had the ones in the prequel, and then you had the African ass blasters. Then you had the ones that were in the ice that could jump out of the shit. Then you had the ones that were that was part 6, and then 7 was Shrieker Island. And nobody's surviving that. And Richard Brake was in that, too. He was in that. Richard Brake is in every fucking horror movie. He gets killed by everything. Everything.
For real.
He gets killed by everything. Doom, all that shit.
He needs to be Freddy.
But the graboids, I think.
He needs to be Freddy. That's what needs to happen.
So, was it you who said that?
I said
on Instagram?
Well,
yeah.
And it's like, so we're both like, he should be, but my number one pick is still Clancy Brown, though. That's my number one.
And listen, Clancy Brown, yo, that's we should save that. We should save that for a whole different episode. Who are our picks to cast as Freddy?
Okay,
like a new Freddy. Because a lot of people say Kevin Bacon. You said Clancy Brown, and you also said, and I've never heard anybody say those picks. Richard Brake and Clancy Brown. That's fucking fire. Clancy Brown would hands down be the biggest Freddy we've ever seen. Like, he would look like Super Freddy from the Dream Child. Yeah. Probably bigger.
And you need to have Freddy look fucking big, bro. Like,
yeah, scary as
if
shit.
you look at all the fucking movies, the final girl is taller than Freddy Krueger himself. That's pretty bad, dude.
Yo, that's
fucked up. They had to put Robert Englund in lifts. They had to put Jackie Earle Haley in lifts.
Platform shoes. They had to put him in platform shoes. Oh. God damn! They gave him the Dick Warlock. You remember Dick Warlock wore platform shoes in Halloween 2, like the original Halloween 2, to make himself look taller. That's probably why Michael Myers was walking so slow.
Yeah, it's probably hard to maintain your balance walking with platform shoes.
All right, so yeah, mine is yeah, I think I'm gonna just go through this instinctively
Okay.
right now. So like that's the way to go. All right, so what are you about to do?
Next
Another one that you would or that you wouldn't survive?
Okay, I'll do one that I won't.
Okay.
And this
Yeah,
one,
I'm curious to hear this shit, bro.
this
I'm
one,
curious to hear it.
it would be very unpopular because I know a lot of people say, I beat that motherfucker's ass. Shut the fuck up. No, you won't. Ghostface. I would not survive Ghostface. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. And look, and remember, this applies to you. This applies to you, too. Because you're
Okay.
hubris. You're hubris, and thinking you're smarter than him is what's going to get you in the end. That's what got Randy. And that's what people don't realize.
Yeah.
After talking to Zhao and realizing that's right. Because Randy thought he was smarter than Ghostface.
Yeah.
Ghostface, no.
He did.
And boom. It's your hubris that's going to get you in the end. That's what it is. And there's two of them. So you got to keep that in mind also. There's one on the phone and there's one lurking. So you gotta like keep your head on a swivel with him. Don't let your hubris thinking that you know horror movies, because there's always a motherfucker out there that knows more than you. There's always a motherfucker that knows more than you, man. I'm telling you.
Shit, man. I did not expect you to say Ghostface, though. That's crazy.
As much
And listen,
as I love the genre and I think I know about the horror genre, there's plenty of shit out there that I still don't know and I still haven't seen. And he could use that to his benefit.
Listen, I would be pissed. Like if we lived in Woodsboro and somebody tell me like, yeah, Ghostface got Johnny, like I would be so fucking pissed. Like, yo, like for real? Like you're just like, come on, man. Like he caught you slipping. Like we supposed to do this shit for real. Like what the fuck is going on right now?
You know, if I get caught slipping, dude, there's no one safe. And that's the point.
I mean, depending on what Scream sequel you pick, because listen, I think Scream 5, nobody was safe. Scream 2, nobody was safe. But then after that, it's like they played it pretty fucking safe in part 3.
2 and 5, yeah. This next one really needs to break all the rules. It really does. If it doesn't, I'll be mad.
I've got some reservations. I wasn't really. I mean, I think I remember saying this about the trailer. I wasn't really hype about it, but I'm still excited for it nonetheless. It's one of my most anticipated movies ever. But Ghostface has to go bonkers in this one. Like one of the things Jenna Ortega said, and they all get paid to amp up the movie, but she said that this is like more vicious than the last one. And I went back and watched Scream 2022, and I'm like, this shit's more vicious than part 4. Part 4, while I don't really care for it that much, I don't hate it, but it's the weakest in the series for me. Part 4 went hard as fuck. Like when they killed Olivia, her fucking guts got torn out, like Casey Becker style.
Man, part 4 went through some fucking cuts, which fucking sucks, man. Because they
like,
fucking shredded that movie. Editing. No, editing. Like the MPAA fucking made mad cuts to that fucking movie, dude. There's like, if you go on YouTube, there's an alternative opening to Scream 4 that is fucking bonkers. And that should have been the opening.
Wait,
it is.
So it's not the we pull back and we're in with Anna Paquin.
No, you
and
still
the girl
get that.
From...
You still get that, but where the scene picks up, it's actually where it picks up with our actual two leads, and then it's Ghostface already in the room with them, and like the chick's like just standing there watching her friend get stabbed. It's like, oh, are you like, you know, fucking around? Blah, 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 this and that. And then she realizes, oh, shit, you're not fucking around. She really is dead. And Ghostface chases her to the house. And it's a lot more gruesome because then in the next scene, you actually see them hanging in the living room.
And I saw that. That was one of the production stills that they released before the movie came out. And it was like, what's your favorite scary movie? Was like tagged in blood in the background or some shit like that. And the girl was just, hey. I see it. I'm gonna put it in my I'll just put it in like my playlist because I see it. It's actually fucking like 6 minutes and some change.
Yeah,
long.
it's actually.
I never knew it was an open alternate ending or opening.
Yeah, there's actually a whole collage. I think there's a clip that's 20 minutes long that has different alternative sequences.
Yeah, I'm saving it right now because I've never seen this shit before. Yeah, like the MPAA, they've got to stop it, man. Scream was never one of those. Scream was never an exploitative type of franchise as far as horror goes. So why would you tell? Scream is actually one of the slasher franchises that the horror is pretty tastefully done for the most part. Like it's not like a splatter film. You get 1 to 2 vicious ass deaths in the Scream franchise that are actually on screen, that may or may not be on screen each movie. But it's like I fucking hate the MPAA for that bullshit. It makes me sick.
Yeah, they
It's
ruined
ridiculous.
a lot of good movies, man. Let me tell you, they ruined a lot of good movies.
Yeah, and MPAA, we're not saying no names of the movies y'all ruined. Friday the 13th Part 7, New Blood. We're not gonna put no names.
Yeah,
we're not gonna do that.
We're not gonna say Halloween 666.
Yeah, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
No,
you know, because we don't name drop. We don't name drop.
We're not gonna say Scream 2.
We don't name drop. Yep. We you know, we
We're
won't
not
say
gonna
Texas Chainsaw
Stigmata.
3.
You know,
Stigmata. They did Stigmata too.
yeah, they did Stigmata.
I have not seen that movie in so long, and I had to go back because I think Nia Long's birthday passed, and I forgot she was in Stigmata.
Yeah.
She was Patricia.
Yeah, she was Patricia's best friend.
Yeah, and I remember the trailers for Stigmata were popping back in the day because at the end of the trailers, it was always Patricia Arquette with her eyes rolled in the back of her head like whatever the fuck she was saying. She was speaking in that other language, and I was like, "Damn, this shit, man."
All right, so what you got next? Who you want? What you got?
What I wouldn't survive is next. What we doing? Okay,
yeah.
we did our Woods. You said Freddy. I said Graboids. You said Ghostface. All right. So what I wouldn't survive. I'm looking at my list now. I'm going with my gut here. I would not survive, and I don't think you would either. The vampires from 30 Days a Night.
Oh,
it's not.
Fuck no.
Not happening.
No one's surviving that shit.
These motherfuckers came into town. They killed the snow dogs. They didn't cut the power, but they started killing like the old folks and the townspeople, and they were leaving heads on pikes. And then when you got that sequence with them just running through the townspeople, you got that like that bird's eye view shot.
Okay. Yeah.
They are literally painting the town red. We are not going to survive that because it's like you can scratch. You saw the guy who Josh Hartnett saved underneath the house, and he's like, couldn't find wife. Like, you start talking barbaric when you start to turn into a zombie, and he pulls him out, and he's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And his eyes are all blacked out, his teeth are all piranha'd out. You're not going to survive. And then if they get to you, like, do you remember when you would have to be somebody like Mark Boone Jr.? Remember Mark Boone Jr. was driving around in that in that construction car truck, John, and he had like the chainsaw in the front, he had the bear traps in the back.
Yeah.
You gotta be rigged up, but even he got caught slipping. And it's like there's really no way you're going. These are vampires that you're not going to survive at all. I just don't see it, especially when your vampire clique is led by Danny Houston.
Yeah.
Danny Houston ain't shit in any of the movies he's in.
The fucking Axeman, bro? No, you're not surviving that, dude. I don't give a fuck what anyone says.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Danny Houston is leading the pack of vampires, and then you got that one. First of all, fuck all the rest of them.
The thing about these vampires is that they're fucking feral.
Yes.
They're rabid. That's what makes them more dangerous.
That one vampire that just looks like an animal, the bald-headed one who's just like kind of like tilting his head and just looking around, it's like, nah, that's the one I'm worried about because they'll just sick him on you just because. And
I don't
then
fucking worry about
you
Ben
had the
Foster,
guy,
bro. That motherfucker crazy.
Ben Foster he was trying too hard. He was the kiss ass, and he was like, I did everything you wanted me to do. And it's just like he still broke his fucking neck. I wish they would have showed that because when he breaks his neck off screen, you can hear all the blood pouring out onto the jail cell floor, and it was like, oh, I wish they would have showed that shit. But it's like they didn't even like Ben Foster's ass, so everybody's ass has got to go at this point. And I'm not that quick on my feet to think to myself, let me take a syringe and take the blood out of this guy and inject it. Like I wouldn't have thought of that. I'd have just been like, well, we either gonna freeze to death.
You're in Alaska, 30 days a night. snowed in with like 5 feet of snow, it doesn't matter. If the vampires don't kill you, the snow's gonna kill you.
Bro, I'm black. Like, we still, people in Philly still trying to recover from the blizzard of '96. Like, we're not gonna make it. Like, we either gonna turn on each other. It's gonna be, and me, I'm going crazy in that type of snow. Like, I'm gonna be like Jack Torrance. Like, I'm just, at some point, I'm just gonna be ready for the vampires to come for me, and I'm just gonna be like standing at the window like Jack Torrance, just.
He's gonna go out swinging. Fuck it.
Just, yeah, just ready for fucking war, man. I'm not. We not. That's a done deal. Not surviving that.
Yeah.
Not surviving that.
No.
And the
No.
more I look at this list, the more I realize I picked some shit that I don't know if we'll survive. I don't know.
Okay. So my next one, the one that I survived, is Candyman. It's simple. Keep his fucking name out your mouth.
Candyman is the slasher movie version of Jada Pinkett Smith. Yes. Yes.
Yes. I mean, you know, say more.
I think everybody,
his legend and keep his name out your mouth.
everybody in the black community can attest to what you just said right now. It's going to be so many black people that watch this episode that's like, yep, Johnny has an invitation to the cookout for sure. Like, yeah, Candyman, yeah, for sure. I didn't even think to put that on my list. That's not on my list. Candyman, yeah, it's simple. It's very simple. Those victims, is it safe to say that all the victims in the Candyman movies, that like, it's their own fucking faults?
Yeah.
It's their own goddamn fault.
Because they doubted him and they said his name.
Y'all keep taunting this man and playing with his name.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know if you saw when Birdman came into the Breakfast Club interview and he's like, I'm telling y'all, he said, I ain't gonna say it no more. Stop playing with my fucking name. Like, that's Candyman. Like, yeah, you can't play around.
Nah, man.
But what if, you know what? No, it doesn't work like that. I was about to say, what if somebody said his name around you, but he would kill them and not you? Because
but
I was just watching.
But you would have to go. Excuse me. But you would have to go as part of the legend and tell the story. So you would have to keep his legend and his story alive.
So like,
otherwise,
pressure on me.
You know, I mean, not really. All you got to do is like, yeah, I was like with this one white chick, bro, and like she said Candyman's name, and it's like she fucking died, and I bailed. I got the fuck up out of there, dude. Like, I don't know what the fuck happened. I didn't do it.
He's like I was watching and it's on Tubi, by the way. Like, I was watching Candyman Farewell to the Flesh, which is an underrated sequel that people do not give credit to because it's in the shadow of the first one. But Annie Tarrant, like, everybody that said Candyman around her and got killed, he didn't kill her. He's just like, listen, I need you to pass this message on for me. I'm gonna kill him, your fiance, but just make sure you tell people I'm in town, and we let that be that. Like, that's every Candyman movie though. Even the third one. The third one's fucking terrible. But he does not kill what's her name? Donna DeErico, I think her name is. Yeah. Have you ever seen Candyman 3?
No, I have not seen Candyman 3. I just know Donna DeErico's in there. I'm like, why did Baywatch fucking go to Candyman? Like, what the fuck?
Bro, next commentary for a bad movie, Candyman 3, Day of the Dead. You have to fucking see this movie. It makes the sequel look like a masterpiece. And the sequel's not bad. It just is nowhere near as good as the first one. But that third one, your boy Nick Corey, Rod from the original Nightmare on Elm Street, he's in there as the love interest. And the third one is so bad. Like, they just turned it into this generic-ass slasher. Tony Todd's, like, the inside ribcage makeup is terrible. The effects, the practical gore is cool, but the special effects, like the CG effects, are terrible. The acting is fucking bad. It's terrible, but it's laughable. That's got to be.
You got the chick from Baywatch on there. Like, what do you expect?
And all she is tits and ass. That's it. And she's fine as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. Donna DeErico is fine as fuck, but the whole movie, she's just like titties all in the camera. Like, Candyman can't be real, and everybody's just like, huh? I don't even know what you're talking about. Like, what's this movie about again? I thought she was about to start running in slow motion. Like she's, even the cop that's supposed to be investigating the murders is on her top. Like, he's buying her roses and falling in love with her and shit because them tits and ass is in the screen every 24 seconds. Like, is a bad movie, bro. You got to see it. It's fucking hilarious. And they
On the
even go as
list.
far as to
On the list.
Candyman's a wait, what?
It's on the
Oh,
list.
yeah. Put it on there. Listen, if we survived Halloween Resurrection, I feel like we'll get through Candyman 3 like
Pretty easy.
flash.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah,
like we'll be good with Candyman. I feel like we'll be great. And I'm telling you, it's bad. It's so fucking terrible, man. It's awful.
So that's mine right there. Survival, Candyman. I think it's pretty straightforward.
Okay. As far as the ones I would survive, this is kind of a toss-up, though. The Metropole Demons from Demons, 1985. Dario Argento, Lamberto Bava. You never saw it?
No, I saw it. I'm trying to think how you would survive that.
Listen. Oh, he was just like, listen, I'm trying to think how you survive. Listen, hear me out.
I would have survived that.
Strength in numbers, sure. Everybody stayed together. Let's barricade this entrance and let's barricade this. They all got slaughtered together in one sequence. The demons popped the fuck up. The smart ones, not too smart, but the smart ones for the most part was that guy and his girlfriend who were climbing through the vents trying to escape. He just didn't know his girlfriend had already been bitten. Or I don't know if she turned because that guy had splashed all that blood in her face.
It was just the liquid.
Yeah, that was, oh God, that was fucking disgusting. And God damn, man, that was bad. And he didn't know because he's like, I hear some scratching behind me. Here, get in front of me, baby. And then she's going in front of him, and then he's like, wait, the scratching's in front of you. All right, get behind me again. Let me go first. And then he's like, wait, it's behind us. And it's like, bro, like, what the fuck? Like, come on, man, you got to kill this bitch. Like, what's wrong with you? Now, but vents and hiding out, and the moment that back door opened up, there was a moment where the cokeheads had parked the car, or they didn't park the car, but they ran after they parked the car after they hotwired it. And that blind guy crept out of the theater into the alleyway. Yeah. He left the door open. He left the exit door open, and then Ripper and all of the cokeheads ran in there. It's like, all we need is one exit. One exit. And I know all of the exits were blocked off, plot hole much, but you need one exit. That's it. Or one hiding spot. One rooftop accessibility, and we can survive. As long as you don't get scratched, as long as you don't get no spit or saliva in you, as long as you don't get bitten, everything's going to be fine. I'm not going to be around everybody because I feel like people, it's the same thing how I feel about in the zombie apocalypse. People in masses will get you killed. It happens in every zombie movie. They get you fucking murked off, and it's like, I would take my chances by my fucking self, like with those Metropole demons. I'm telling you, I would just hide in one of those vents. And I'm claustrophobic, but I would have to just chalk it. Either that, or I would take that, you know how George was riding that
motorcycle?
motorbike. That motorcycle. Like, I would do, I would die, because I would just crash on that shit. Because I don't do crotch rockets. The moment I feel like I would try to be a superhero, I'm gonna just spin out on that shit and just get eaten. But I feel like if I hide from the Metropole demons, I might make it out all right. I might be okay. I might be all right. I don't know. Wait,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Demons, demoni. All right, I got you. All right, here's one that I won't survive. Classic Universal monster. Dracula. Survive that.
Lugosi, right?
Lugosi, yeah. No,
Yeah.
or Lee. Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
even Nicolas
either or.
Cage, I wouldn't survive that shit. So it doesn't even matter.
I take it you saw the Renfield trailer.
Yes, that shit was fucking fire, dude. That
Yo, it
shit's
looks
fire.
decent, yo. It looks really decent. I thought,
Yeah.
listen, I was so against it, but it looks pretty fucking entertaining. I'm not gonna lie. It looks good.
Yeah, it does. I hope this opens up a whole new world for Universal monsters. Please, fingers crossed.
We need it. We
Fingers
deserve
crossed.
it. We
Yes,
deserve
we
it.
do.
But no,
Here I
go ahead with the.
put down temptation and addiction will fuck me because I have an addictive personality, and yeah, I'll be fucked, man. Doesn't matter. He looked right in my eyes and said, "Ooh, there's a bunch of drugs over here. Come over here." I'll give you drugs, and then done. Now I'll either be his ghoul or I'll be fucking dead. It doesn't even matter. You know, much like Evil Ed in Fright Night, that's probably
Oh
me.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. He's gonna
So
give you them. He's gonna give you that long ass hand to take. Like Johnny, come.
yeah,
with
and you're gonna fucking feast on me. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm done. And I'm a beefy kind of guy. So yeah, there's a lot of blood right here, bro. Like,
I feel like the you would probably survive one Dracula. That's the Dracula from whatever that sequel was, to Dracula 2000. I don't know who the guy is that played him, but he was a terrible Dracula.
Gerard Butler.
He had like blonde spiky hair. No, remember Gerard Butler he was in Dracula 2000. Then they had Dracula Part 2, Ascension. Then they had Dracula 3, Legacy, where Rutger Hauer played Dracula. They're all in the same timeline of each other, but the last two movies had Jason Lee and I don't listen, bro.
How do you win Rutger Hauer as Dracula? That's who should have been Dracula in Blade Trinity. Is Rutger Hauer? That should have been like Blind Fury going up against Wesley Snipes. Look at that here. You know that shit would have been fire.
Yo, listen. Rutger Hauer was a good vampire in Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah.
And I had mentioned that when I did my Renfield trailer reaction, when Nicolas Cage comes into the gym and introduces himself as Dracula, one of the things I said was that in any movie where there's a lead vampire, you have to make a grand entrance, whether it's the beginning, whether it's the middle, whether it's the end. You have to have that moment. And there's that moment where Rutger Hauer in Buffy the Vampire Slayer comes into the prom and he unveils that sword. And he's like, I'll have you beg, split open like rotten fruit. And it's like, what? Listen, Rutger Hauer in Blade 3? Yo, we need another episode of that, like, where we sing our shoulda, coulda, wouldas as far as who we would have, like, casted or recasted in, like, movies that people didn't like to make them better. That is fucking fantastic.
Yeah, Rutger Hauer, man, would have been fucking a fucking fire choice.
What?
But they had to
because
capitalize on fucking Prison Break. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Because Dominic Purcell, who the fuck is? And they called him like, come on, Drake, fuck out of here, Drake.
You know what, dude?
Drizzy.
Dominic Purcell, I could have honestly seen being fit in the Fast and Furious movies at some point in time.
Don't listen. We've already got enough problems. Universal has enough problems. We got enough problems as is. We still trying to figure out where Cardi B and Brie Larson fit in our fucking franchise. You talking about bringing Dominic Purcell into our shit? Jesus Christ. You might as well just get Wentworth Miller. That's another motherfucker that's just dry as hell for me. Wasn't he in Prison Break? I think he was in Prison Break. I'm not sure.
Yeah, he was the brother.
Wentworth Miller.
He was the brother.
He's another one that's in the category with Jai Courtney and Sam Worthington and Scott Eastwood and Brie Larson. Put Wentworth Miller in that category. Wentworth. He was the most lifeless. Listen, who was he in? He was Chris Redfield in Resident Evil Afterlife. And listen, my man, I know he was. Resident Evil Afterlife, where he's at the front of he's at the cell, and Mila Jovovich walks up to it, and he's like, Chris Redfield, I'm the worst actor you've ever seen. And it's like, we know we are in B movies, bro. These are not Oscar-worthy films, but god damn, like, you forgot that you are not a video game character in here, like, for real. Like, you're a video game character, but you don't
like an NPC.
Oh my god, Wentworth. We burn bridges on these shows because we'll never get Wentworth Miller on here. Unfortunately, we'll never get him on here unless he's got that great of a sense of humor.
Yeah, right. We'll see. I mean, he is a writer, so hopefully.
Is he? Oh,
yeah.
We probably burnt that bridge too. He probably was watching this and was like, "Nope, I'm not helping them with this popcorn remake. Fuck them."
Right. I know he penned a couple of scripts. I'll look them up real quick. But yeah, that's one that I won't survive. Dracula. I just don't think I would.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right. One that we won't survive. If we're going, all right. If we're going movie monsters, I'll I'll flip the side and I'll match your movie monster, sir. And just decided. Wait, I'm on the one that I won't survive.
Yeah, won't survive.
Oh man. All right. Fucked up there because I think I might survive that. One that I won't survive. Oh, Octolus from Deep Rising. There's no chance. There's no life expectancy zero.
I don't know, man. I don't know. If you had a good crew, and they were expendable, yeah, you could survive that.
He said if they were expendable, damn, like, yo, fuck them. Like, yo, fuck them, dog. We out. Like, I got 2 jet skis. 2.
Yeah.
2 of them. That's it. It's like, yo, listen, I don't know, bro. Every time I watch Deep Rising now, I didn't want to cheat myself in this episode. I didn't want to be like, well, I wouldn't have been on the boat in the first place. I don't think that's fair to what we're talking about here. So I would put ourselves in those people's shoes and be like, okay, let's say we were either members of the people that were on the ship when it was attacked or members of those modern day pirates that hijacked the ship. Either or. I just don't know, man, because these things, when I saw Deep Rising, I thought the tentacle was one monster.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought it was like a snake type of thing, but then I was like, when Billy fell out of the tentacle and was like half devoured or whatever, like when he was like halfway there, they're shooting up into the rafters and these things are everywhere. And I was like, oh shit, like these are, like, what is this thing? And I'm like, okay, it's probably just snakes. But then when you find that shit has been at the bottom of the bow of the ship the entire time, setting up shop and just reeling in everything, like there's just, what was it? Treat Williams said it was a feeding ground. And it was just the bones and the excretions of all this shit that the Octolus was eating. I don't know, man. And what makes me think I wouldn't survive this is when they had to swim. Remember the kitchen was flooded and they had to swim, or whatever was flooded, and they had to swim like 20 meters to the other side. I'm done. I'm asthmatic. I'm not going to make it. I'm telling you right now. Unless I got some type of like breathing apparatus or something, that part's done. Like, I'm just going to sit there with the gun by the door and just be like, all right, like until I run out of bullets. It is what it is. Yeah, it like, listen, I'm telling you. And
I wouldn't survive that either because I can't swim. So I'd be fucked too.
Either. I can't swim for shit either. And then when West Studi, like, they don't just eat you, they drink. I mean, they ate some people right away. Like, what's his name? Jason Fleming, I think his name was, who played. He was Azazel in X-Men First Class. He gets eaten right away. That shit eats him and shoves him into there with the mandibles. He gets eaten right away. But West Studi, Sagat from Street Fighter, they drank him like alive, like, and you can hear the shit growling while it's drinking him, and he's just like just letting it happen. I don't know if I'm ready for that to happen, and I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't think it's gonna pan out good. I can't swim.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
We're gonna run out of bullets. I don't know, man. Like, unless you are Treat Williams, who actually was supposed to be Harrison Ford. You know, Harrison Ford was supposed to play that role?
I saw that. I think Harrison Ford would have been the wrong call.
But if you go back and watch it, Harrison Ford, Treat Williams delivers those lines like he's doing his best Harrison Ford impression. And I forgot who was supposed to play. Somebody was supposed to play the role of Pantucci. I can't remember who it was. Oh, not Adam Sandler, but it was somebody who was supposed. It was a comedian who was supposed to play the role of Pantucci, and I cannot remember who it was. It was a lot of recasting when that movie came out.
Yeah, because that movie was in development for like years.
Yeah, because when it was supposed to come out, it was originally called like Tentacle or some shit like that.
Yeah, and
it just went through like. And shout out to Steven Summers, man. I want to get Steven Summers on the show because when it comes to like CG ridden popcorn films, Steven Summers is the guy. Like The Mummy, Odd Thomas, G.I. Joe, and they're all guilty pleasures for the most part. Like G.I. Joe and Deep Rising and stuff like that. Steven Summers, he's the guy. Claire Forlani, I don't know who that is. She was supposed to play. Yeah, she was supposed to play Famke Johnson's character. Who the hell is Claire Forlani?
You ever seen Mallrats?
Why she look years ago. Why she look so
She she's
familiar?
the she's the girl that Jeremy that the TS loves on the dating show.
She's in Mallrats. She's in Mystery Men. What? I just watched Mystery Men like today. Today. She's in Meet Joe Black. I've actually never seen that. She's in The Rock. I gotta go back. She's in Police Academy. Mission to Moscow. I don't remember her being in Police Academy though. Yeah, but Oculus, I'm not. There's no fucking way I'm surviving that shit. There's no way. I can't do it. And the two black guys that were in the movie, one got an axe to the head, and one got bit in his ass and had to fucking blow himself up. I can't. I'm not surviving that shit.
Um,
Don't see it happening.
yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't be able to survive this either. I really wish this movie was. You know who I wished was Trent Williams? It was Nathan Fillion. That's who I wanted that to be.
Mm-hmm.
You ever seen Castle? The movie Castle? Or Serenity? The movie
Castle?
Serenity?
I've heard of Serenity, but I've never seen Castle before.
Okay.
I've always thought Serenity wasn't a TV show.
Yeah, it was. It was another. Fuck, what was it called? God damn it!
Oh, Josh Whedon. Josh Whedon was behind this.
Yeah, that's who I
Gina
wanted to.
Torres.
That's who I wanted that to do.
I can never pronounce his name. Morena Baccarin. Why is she familiar? Oh yeah, because she is super fucking fine. Adam Baldwin is in here.
Summer Glau.
Summer Glau.
Who you would recognize her as the Terminator in the Sarah Connor Chronicles.
Oh, she is her. She was the one that was like, "Hi, are you John Connor? I'm not a Terminator at all." And it was like, "Yeah, you are." Yeah, like when she walked up on John Connor at his locker, I said, "This bitch is too thirsty. She is a Terminator for sure, for sure." Sarah Paulson from American Horror Stories in here. Okay. Now this is a movie or like what is this?
It's a movie.
Listen, and that goes on. I like it, and it's Joss Whedon. Listen, I just feel like Joss Whedon shouldn't direct superhero movies anymore after what he did to Justice League. But I can't front like I'm not still a fan of Joss Whedon.
This was a good movie. I think you like this movie. And when you see the way Nathan Fillion plays the character, you'll understand why I think he would have been a better casting choice than Trent Williams.
Trent Williams, he's cool, but I don't think Treat Williams. The thing that bothered me about Treat Williams so much in Deep Rising was the fact that there was no urgency or emotion with him at all. He's just like, well, that's somebody that just died up there, and then he's just like, I got a bad feeling about this. And it's like, yo, can you emote like and just act like he acted like he saw the fucking sea monsters every day, right? And
Just another day, bro. Just another day.
He was so cool. He was trying to be so cool and so unnerved by it. And I hate when people do that shit. Like when you have these
you know who he was trying to channel?
Macho tough guys in horror movies. Sometimes
I feel like he was trying to channel. He was trying to channel Ash from Army of Darkness. Like I feel like that's what he was trying to be, kind of.
Ash and Army of Darkness is justified because he dealt with two prior movies.
I mean, I agree, but I'm saying that's what he was trying to channel, though. That's what I'm saying.
Whoa. Now, a little sidebar note before we get back into the topic at hand. Did you see the trailer for Evil Dead Rise?
Yes, that's gonna be fucking fire.
Ooh,
I'm pissed though that there's no Mia from the remake. So,
because doesn't this look like it's in succession with the? It looks like it's in the same. It looks like it is right after the remake.
Yeah,
same tone, same type of violence, same type of characters. It looks like. Listen, don't hold out though. Keep hope alive. Mia might show up with that one arm. She might show up with that one arm.
You got the chainsaw. You got the chainsaw. So let's hope.
Yeah, but that movie looks. The Red Band show. Like there was a lot of people that was watching the regular trailer, and I saw the Red Band trailer. I said, nope, gotta react to this shit. That trailer was crazy. The cheese grater. Oh,
the fucking scalp.
Yeah. Oh God. Then she just drops it, like drops it on the dock, like, huh? I don't even want
And
this
then you
shit no
see
more.
the glass when the kid's eating the glass. Like, what the? Are you fucking serious?
And
This
that
movie better
was
be gross out.
they had a reference to The Shining too. They had a reference to The Shining where all that blood pours from that window. I like
Yeah,
the trailer looks fucking amazing.
yeah.
That
It's
that's the honorable mention. That was one of the things
that's
that you
not on.
said.
That's not on honorable. That's actually coming up
Oh
soon.
shit! Oh, go ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead. Listen, listen. That was a great fucking segue we just
Yeah.
did right there. See how things
So
come full circle.
actually, I'll just jump into that. So I won't survive the Deadites. There's no fucking way that I will ever survive the Deadites. If you survive the Deadites, you are going to be fucked up.
Yeah.
You're gonna be fucked.
Therapy sessions will be extensive at that point for sure.
Yeah, you are not surviving Deadites. It doesn't even matter. Even if you think you made it out of the cabin of the woods, that fucking spirit or whatever the fuck that is gonna come zooming right into your mouth and drag you across the forest and beat the shit out of you. That's what's gonna happen. Also, too, if you open the book, you kind of deserve it. I'm just saying. Don't open the book.
Like why? Like
Don't play the tape recorder.
why?
But you know what? I'm half white, so my curiosity is going to get the best of me. I'm like, fuck! I'm not surviving this shit. I'm not.
Listen, the Deadites, it's gonna end terribly.
Yes.
So bad. Like everybody that encounters the Deadites is probably guaranteed closed casket because it's not gonna go well at all.
No.
They just put you through the ringer, man. Whether we're talking original Evil Dead movies, whether we're talking the remake, whether we're talking what we see from the new one, the TV show.
About Ash versus Evil Dead?
Yeah, the TV show is not. It's just gonna be bad either way. The Deadites. I feel like the Deadites are worse than what came out first, Evil Dead or Demons. I want to say Evil Dead.
Technically, it'd be Evil Dead because Demani came out in 85 and Evil Dead came out in 83, I believe.
Okay. All right, so Demani borrowed a lot from Evil Dead probably, but yeah, man, I think
because Demani came out on my birthday.
Did it really?
Yeah, it came out on my birthday, like right around my birthday, 1985. Like it was released in March in 1985.
That might mean something. That
right?
might mean something right there. He said it really? Yeah, but the Deadites, and it's like the Deadites are also manipulative. Like they might make you think that there's like a stitch of life in that person just to draw you in, and then they just fuck you up even more. Like I can't. I just keep going back to that, like the remake, because the remake, what they did to those people in that cabin, man, like especially the guy with the glasses, before he even turned into a demon, he was getting like start to finish, like the glass through the not the glass, but the syringe, like the needle point through the eyelid, and he fell and hit his back on the tub, and then he was getting hit up with the nail gun and stabbed with the thing. I'm like, listen, just fucking kill me at this point. Like, just make it easy, because I'm like I don't want to come back. I don't want to come back at this point. And then if you come back, you're all twitching, your eyes are all pinned out, like you're on heroin or something. Like, not the Deadites. I can't do it. Can't do it.
Nah, man, you're not surviving that shit.
They fuck you up some awful.
Yeah,
awful.
Even if you try to hide, the thing is that there's no hiding from them at all. You cannot hide from them. They can sense you. They can feel you. They can sense your soul. Fuck that. You're not surviving. I don't give a fuck, man. The only person that can survive a Deadite is if you are chosen. There's a difference, people. You have to be chosen by the book.
There's a difference, people.
Gotta be chosen by the book.
Listen, I don't want anything to do with the book. I'm trying to tell you, the fucking Deadites, man, it's just bad. Speaking of the Deadites, while we're on this topic, let's shout out Adam Marcus. You know, while we're on the topic of talking about Deadites and shit like that, let's shout out Adam Marcus, who made it his business to incorporate the Deadites and the Book of the Dead, the Necronomicon from Evil Dead, in Jason Goes to Hell, a completely different franchise that had no business being associated with the Evil Dead. So let's shout out Adam Marcus for tying the two together.
Technically,
I know where you go. I know where you're going with this.
New Line. It was a New Line movie, so technically, I mean, the reason the reason Evil Dead Rise is actually like a new property is because it's supposed to be a continuation of the first one. This is supposed to be like a multiverse of madness thing. So we'll see if that holds true or not. So, but I digress. But yes, Jason as a Deadite actually makes much more sense than people think it does. But we'll leave it there because we don't have that much time to argue about that. All right. So what's your next one? You won't survive.
Ones that I won't survive. All right. Let's get it. Ones that I won't survive. Okay. No. I got it. Still on the first page. No question about it. Ones that I will not survive. The Trioxin zombies from the Return of the Living Dead. That first movie. Not the second, not the third, not the fourth or the fifth. Yes, people, there's a fourth and a fifth for anybody out there that didn't know. But that original 1985 Return of the Living Dead movie, we won't make it.
No.
We will not.
That
is one of the most...
Also, so you're fucked.
That is one of the most realistic endings in a horror movie. They called and was like, listen, man, we got... we opened up this tank, and the dude that worked for the government, he's like, and how many? He picked up his pen. He's like, and how many? And where you guys at? And why didn't you call right away? Oh, okay. And where? And how many? And what? Okay, we'll be right there. And launched the motherfucking missile in Louisville, Kentucky, and killed everybody. And started the whole thing over again. And we will not survive that shit prior to the nuclear blast because these fucking zombies can talk. These fucking zombies cannot be shot in the head. These fucking zombies cannot be cut in half. They have to be completely burned, incinerated to be killed. They were ambushing police and paramedics. People don't understand this about the Return of the Living Dead. These were indestructible zombies. And these are the smartest zombies that we probably had ever seen at that point in time. And the moment when the whole, cavalry of police cars drive to the mortuary and the zombies jump out of the bushes and just ambush all the cops, and then the helicopter's looking down on them, and they're all just eating brains and shit. Nobody's getting out. Nobody's getting in. The police blockade that they set up towards the end of the movie, the zombies just ran through that shit. They ran right through that shit. And then the guy, Clu Gulliger, rest in peace, shout out to the late, great Clu Gulliger. He was on the phone with them guys, and he heard them screaming because they overturned the barricade. Like, he was just on the phone, and the girl's like, well, what's wrong? Yeah, the girl's like, well, what's wrong? And he just put the phone out like this, like, listen, man, like, we're not getting out of here. It's not going to happen. Zombies coming, like, out, and then, if you don't get killed by the zombies, if that gas, like, imagine that gas hit us.
Either way, you're fucked. Because if the zombie don't get you, the gas will. If the gas don't get you, the missile's going to get you. So either way, you're fucked, man.
Yeah. It's bad. I feel like now we are talking the first movie. We're not going to cheat here, but I feel like the only ones we would survive was the Trioxin zombies in part 3. Because that was more of a contained movie where Kurt's girlfriend turned into a zombie and she bit somebody
in LA and just start killing people.
Exactly, yeah. She bit somebody, that person bit somebody, and it was like a chain reaction. We would be watching that shit on the news. Like, I'd text you, like, yo, did you see that shit that happened downtown? I was like, man, that's crazy. Glad we ain't nowhere down there. But as far as the original Trioxin zombies, we're not surviving that.
Yeah.
I don't think that would go over well at all. And then they got on the fucking horn and said, send more paramedics. Like, come on, man. It doesn't get more, menacing than that. We're done for.
Yeah.
Extinction.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, you're fucked. Survival, this might be unpopular. Leatherface. I would survive
yeah.
Leatherface because
Come
he's
on
fucking
with it.
stupid. He's fucking stupid. The family is the ones you got to worry about. You got to take out Pops. You got to take out Pops.
Yeah.
Got to take out the Pops. Because
Take
if you can take
out
out
the
Pops
patriarch.
and pretend
Cut the head
to
off the
be
snake.
Leatherface's friend, you're good. You're good.
Cut the head off the snake, bro. Yes. Yo, that's a good point, man, because it's not really him. Like, look at every Texas Chainsaw. Yo, you make such a good fucking point when you say that. Because it's like, look at every Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. If it's not Leatherface in the first one, it's Nubbins. If it's not Leatherface in the second one, it's Chop Top. If it's not Leatherface in the third one, it's Tex. If it's not Leatherface in the fourth one, it's Matthew McConaughey as Vilmer. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think the only one that they didn't have that type of family member that could fuck you up just as bad was probably
The remake, maybe.
Arlie Ermey. He'll fuck you up.
Yeah, Arlie Ermey. Yes, that's what I was thinking of. Yeah. Lily Tomlin and Leatherface Reborn, she'll fuck you up.
Which one?
Lily Tomlin, she played the mom in one of the Leatherface movies, like the prequel.
Wait, are you talking about the Platinum Dunes movies or the prequel where Leatherface was in the institution and it was like a road trip type of movie?
Neither of those.
The one with Steven Dorff?
No, with Lily Tomlin.
Lily Tomlin.
She played the mom. It was Leatherface.
Hold up.
Chainsaw Massacre Leatherface.
The one with Jessica Biel?
No. Hold on. I'm getting there right now. Is it Lily Taylor? It's Lily Taylor. My bad. Not Lily Tomlin. Lily Taylor. I always get those two mixed up.
Is that's the one in the Jessica in the Michael Bay?
You're right. That's the one with Steven Dorff. You're right.
The prequel. The prequel, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, listen, she was pulling the strings. Yeah. She was the one. She was the reason that girl got her head lopped off in the woods because she was talking reckless about Leatherface's mom, and she's like, "There you go, honey, cut that bitch's head off." Whatever she said. Yeah, you are so fucking right about that, bro. Like, it's always the family members that are more menacing and a lot of the times.
So if you can, like, find a way to survive the family or, like, find a way to neutralize them and be able to be, like, Leatherface's friend, you're good because all Leatherface really wants, he wants a friend. He wants a friend. Leatherface wants a friend. Let's just be real. I mean, notwithstanding the Netflix remake, the Netflix remake where Leatherface is kind of like, you know, on his own, basically. But then he goes home at the end of the movie. So I don't know where that's going to go with that story. Because I don't think we're going to get that sequel, honestly.
I mean, I hope so, yo. I do, because it didn't really dawn on me until after I saw it. And I was like, wait, that's the same house that he's walking back to. He's even, and like the little bits of continuity, bro. I love that shit. Like, he's even got the limp. Because when he hit himself with the chainsaw at the end of the original, and I was like, that's something they didn't have in Texas Chainsaw 3D. And it was supposed to be a direct sequel. But listen, if we ever get another one, see, this is Fede Alvarez. If you ever come across our show, Fede Alvarez, we would love to have you on the show. Wait, Fede Alvarez didn't direct it, he produced it. And I can't remember the director's name. And David Blue Garcia, we would love to have you on the show, sir. We would love to have you on so we can discuss what's going to happen with this Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise. But Fede Alvarez
also say, what the fuck happened with that CGI head, like, beheading? Like, what the fuck, man? Like, what happened there? Like, come on. Like, come on.
He said it, I didn't.
We were both thinking it. Shut up.
About at the end? At the end when he cut that girl's head off?
Yeah. That was terrible. Come on. That was kind of terrible.
Listen, I'm not going to lie. I feel like because I was so surprised by the movie, by the time he cut that girl's head off at the end, I kind of was like, oh, shit, because I didn't expect that to happen. They fucking Halloween 2007 that shit when Michael Myers busts through the window and grabbed Lori out, but Michael Myers didn't cut her head off.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoyed it too, but like the execution was just like, come on, man, come on. I'm just saying. But yeah, Leatherface, neutralize the family, be Leatherface's friend. You're golden.
All right. So we on who we would survive, right?
And you'll be on Who You Survive. Yes. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
This is another one that's on the first page and just dawned on me. Actually, I don't think it was any doubt in my mind when I put this. This is actually third on my list originally. The Predators from the Predator movies. I'm going to survive the shit out of those because, I mean, now listen, and I hope we don't get canceled for this shit because I'm about to go in for a little bit. By today's standards, if me as a black man put my hands up, there's a chance that some bad shit still might happen. Somebody might scream he's got a gun. I don't know. But the Predator has a different type of system than your average police officer out here in Philadelphia or in the world. So the Predator is going to see that I am not a threat, that I'm unarmed, and then I'm going to turn green in his heat seeker or whatever type of fucking colors he turns. And he's going to be like, listen, non-threat, it's all good. Now, it's only if I'm like, I could pick up a pen and be like, yo, I'm about to write the shit out this shit. And then the Predator could see this and blow my shit clean off. I don't know, but as long as you
first off, why would you be holding a pen like this, bro?
I don't know. Like, listen,
that's your bad. If you're holding it like this.
Some days, like, I'll be ready to get back to this writing shit, and I'll just be like, all right, man, I'm motivated. But I feel unless it's the Predators movie, like you remember the movie with Adrian Brody where they're on the planet, those are all, for the most part, bad guys. They're assassins, they're murderers, they're rapists, they're killers. Everybody else poses threats. Like, the Predators don't kill anybody that they don't have to. And that's something that I'm mad that they took that sequence out of. A lot of people hate Alien versus Predator Requiem. I love it. And a lot of people
I like it too. I actually like it too. I think it's a great monster mash movie. It's just dark.
Dark as
it needs
fuck,
to be. It needs to be lit up a little. You know what I mean? I am curious to get that 4K edition and see if it actually fixed any of the darkness of the movie.
The Brother Strauss. If you guys ever come across this episode, me and Johnny would love to have y'all on the show as well. And there are a lot of questions we have. We enjoy the movie. But I went to the theater to see that. I wanted to see that movie so bad. I went with my homie and his girlfriend at the time, and I didn't care. I was a third wheel, and I was like, listen, we could sit in the front row. I don't give a fuck. I want to see this movie so bad. And there was, like, for the most part, when they were in the sewers, I couldn't see a lot of it, but for the most part, I got the gist of everything that was going on. But I just wish that I don't know what they did that cinematography so dark for. But I can understand what's going on for the most part. But I wish it was different lighting because that Pred-Alien hybrid design is so fucking crazy. And that's why I'm glad you said it's a great monster mashup because that's exactly what it is. I don't give a fuck about those characters. If you get good characters, then that's a plus. But people shit on that movie. Yeah, people shit on that movie like we know what the fuck we're going here for. We're going for Alien versus Predator. We're not going for the characters.
It's the same equivalent of fucking arguing about, like, there's no story in Godzilla versus Kong. The movie is called Godzilla versus fucking Kong. Get the fuck out of here. The movie is called Freddy versus Jason. Get the fuck out of here with that.
People, this is why, like, I hate, like, we, and I say we because I do this sometimes, but in this case, I agree with you 200%, bro. We have become spoiled ass brats with cinema, man, where we go into movies expecting the wrong fucking things. I know what I'm going, like, there's no way in hell. Okay, what's her name? Not Sofia Vergara. What's that woman's name? She was in Godzilla. Vera Farmiga. Vera Farmiga and Millie Bobby Brown and O'Shea Jackson. That's cool. If I can latch on and get some great characters, that's a bonus. I'm going to see Godzilla, Mothra, Rodan, Ghidorah. everything spectacle-wise. I don't get. Listen, all these humans are expendable at the end of the day. Let's just keep it a beam, man. That's like people still going into Now, I know how you feel about the Fast and Furious franchise. I'm not talking about you. But that's people that still go into, like, people I know that still go into the franchise, like, these motherfuckers are jumping from building to building to building. It's like, you realize we're 10 movies in, right? Actually, 11 movies we're about to be in.
Physics just gone out the window by this point.
But Alien versus Predator Requiem, it's like people thought, you thought that the characters in the first Alien versus Predator were great because they weren't. They were underdeveloped. They were terribly written. They weren't terribly written, but like I like Sanaa Lathan. I wanted to like the guy. You knew he was going to die because he kept showing pictures of his family. He's like, look, I've got 2 girls and I got this and that.
Yeah.
And then you had the guy who was like, I keep this lucky bottle cap on me for good luck. And you know his ass is going to die. And he got like a classic death scene that was a nod to the original, but it's like, I'm not going for that. I'm going for the spectacle. And then the second movie the only thing that the second movie was missing was the Queen. If they would have had the Queen in there, it would have been crazy. But you give me an alien hybrid, you got one Predator, the wolf, going up against all these aliens just playing exterminator. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. But the Predator, it was a sequence they took out of Requiem where the chick that I forgot her name, but she was like the knockoff Ripley. She was in like a cemetery with her. She was in a cemetery with her daughter, and the guy's like, "Shut that little girl up!" And then Predator saw him point a gun at this mother and child. He blew his head off. He blew the top of his head clean off. Like he looked like a Terrence and Phillip doll from South Park. But they cut it out, and it's like you can't cut that out because you have to remember that the Predator's not just killing regular people. Even when that dude's girlfriend dies, or not his girlfriend, but the girl he was crushing on, when she dies, she just gets in the way. He throws that big ass,
that's frisbee.
Yeah, that frisbee.
That ninja star, yeah.
And she just gets in the way and gets stuck to the wall. And when he gets upset because she dies, he's running towards the Predator, shooting at him. You pose a threat. Like I feel like if you don't pose a threat, you won't die. I'm cool.
And I think another thing too that Predator 2 actually does very well is that there's a sequence with a little kid holding a toy gun in a cemetery, and the Predator is gonna blow this fucking kid away, and then he like changes his sight and sees that the toy is fake, like the gun is fake, and he just walks away. So yeah, that's a very interesting point. If you do not pose a threat to Predator, like you're good. You know what I mean? Underrated
entry, by the way. Predator 2. People need to stop playing with Predator 2. They need to cut
I'm
shit.
gonna set the Prey is the third best Predator movie next to Predator 2 and Predator. That is a fact. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Predator 2 is the best sequel. Prey is the second best sequel. And Predator 2 is the last sequel.
Wait, the Predator?
Predator. No, the Predator. That's at the bottom of the barrel in the fucking river, fucking drowning. Fuck that movie.
You like the Predator?
Much Predator.
I love that movie because Shane Black, he finally I'm not gonna say he finally embraced it because it wasn't a goofy movie. But it's just the way that the Predator was just getting rid of motherfuckers in that movie. I loved it, man, and I like those characters. I feel like Shane Black did so many different things with Trevante Rhodes and Boyd Holbrook and Keegan-Michael Key and Thomas Jane. He did with those characters what should have been done with Adrian Brody and Danny Trejo, and you had fucking Mahershala. You had Blade. You had the new MCU Blade.
Yeah.
Before he was Blade, you had fucking Walt Goggins is his name.
Walt Goggins, yeah.
I don't like Alice Braga, but you had her. You had the guy, the Yakuza guy. You had Lawrence Fishburne.
Who by the way was Ryu.
Who?
Yeah, I think that was Ryu.
In what?
In Predators.
No, not from what? Street Fighter '95?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah. Hold on, let me double check.
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. Dude.
Don't listen. Don't do that. Don't do that. Wait. Don't do that.
Yeah, my internet's all fucking stupid right now. Hold on.
Ryu? Wait, are we talking about like Street Fighter from from
From who?
Steven D'Souza or Souza, whatever whoever the director's name. Nah, Ryu, don't
Hanzo.
do that.
Hanzo. Okay.
Yeah, his name was Hanzo. Please
Okay.
don't tell me
Never
that.
mind. My bad.
I was about to
My
say,
bad.
I was about to go back and I was ready to watch that shit tonight and be like, all right, maybe
My bad.
I was a little hard on this movie because I like Ryu in that Street Fighter movie. I like that Ryu a lot.
Yeah,
I don't
he was awesome.
think he was,
That was
I don't
Brian.
think he was that.
That's Brian Young or something like that, I believe.
Yeah, I don't think he was that miscast. I just think he wasn't. He should have been in a better movie.
I think everyone should have been in a better movie.
He was a good Ryu. He was a better Ryu than that dude was Ken. That's for goddamn sure.
Hey man, you show respect to Miklo, man. All right, that's the original Vato Loco right there.
He was terrible.
Have you ever seen Vampire
understand. When he was so ass. Like when Ryu walked off and Ryu was like, "Man, there's people fighting upstairs, dying upstairs." He's like, "I don't understand." And Ryu's like, "I know you don't, because he's a terrible fucking actor." No, I hated that fucking Ken. He didn't even look like Ken. Street Fighter, that movie, man. Please, that's a whole nother. Have we talked about like video game adaptations, good and bad, and all that shit? That's another one we got to do.
That was on the list when we first started. That was on the list of episodes that we were going to do.
We got to get it done soon because that is. Whew,
I think there's a video game adaptation coming up soon that we can wrap our episode around. So let me
Mario Brothers?
Yes, there it is.
I'm
April.
excited.
So in April we could do that.
I am ecstatic.
Yeah, that's gonna be a
it.
fire movie. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. That's gonna be a fucking fire movie. Watch.
And
okay, so
Mortal Kombat 2. Mortal Kombat 2 is coming out also.
Yeah, I think next year though. No.
Something like that, because I don't even think they went into production yet, so I'm assuming it's coming out like sometime next year.
Yeah.
That's going to be fine.
Okay. All right, so my survival. Oh wait, what'd you do? You did survival, so I'm gonna do survival. So
I did. I would survive the Predator.
Okay, so survival, Creature of the Black Lagoon. If Horace can fucking unload some buckshot into the Creature of the Black Lagoon, I can unload some buckshot in the Creature of the Black Lagoon also. So there it is. And right here in my notes it said mid monster. So yeah, as much as I love Creature of the Black Lagoon, he is kind of mid. Give me a 12 gauge and some double up buck, and I am good. I'm straight.
Then you'll have PETA coming after you like he fucking killed animals, animal cruelty or whatever. It's just like, well, what type of animal is it per se? Like, please tell me.
It's an amphibian, so it doesn't count.
Now I haven't seen that movie in a very, very long time. He was killing people in that movie. I know there's a couple of them. There's like the Return of the Creature for them or whatever the fuck. But he was like he was a murderer in those movies.
The creature?
Yeah.
I mean, he crushed someone's skull toward the end of the movie.
Oh shit.
I mean, Creature was actually very underutilized in that movie. He didn't really have much screen time until the very end because the prosthetics was expensive.
Okay.
But when he did get screen time, Horace fucking shot his ass, and then boom, he was dead. So that's why.
Oh, hold up. Why have they never remade this? This came out in 1954. Why have they never remade this?
They did. It's called The Shape of Water.
Yeah, low key, that really is the remake of Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah,
and you know what, man? Please, and shout out to Doug Jones. Doug Jones is the modern day movie monster because he played the creature. He played the creature in The Shape of Water, but that shit reminded me of Abe Sapien from Hellboy, and Doug Jones played Abe Sapien from Hellboy. So just get Doug Jones to be in a fucking but we need a straight up horror version of the Creature from the Black Lagoon. Let's not dance around it and make it some art house cute shit.
Yeah.
Let's make it a fucking underwater monster movie. Straight up.
problem with Creature is that he falls in a similar vein of Frankenstein's monster, where he's very sympathetic and he's looking for his long lost love. Like that's what it
Yeah.
is, and so that's kind of where he falls in line. Like I always liked the Creature, and I've always liked the look and the design of the Creature. I remember
Yeah.
as a kid, I used to grab those Monsters Pepsi cans where they had the Universal stuff on them. I used to collect those, man. I used to have the Creature of the Black Lagoon
I remember that
figure and shit.
too.
You know, when Elvira was doing the shit with Pepsi for Halloween, like
Yep.
I was always
Yeah,
gravitating to anything that the Creature was on. Like if he was on a bag of Lay's, man, I'd gravitate that and just fucking buy the bag. Even though I didn't like Lay's, I fucking grab it because the Creature was on it. You know what I mean?
Listen, we need this, man. Riku Browning. Oh no, they had multiple people play him. Ben Chapman and Riku Browning. I need to go back and see. I was supposed to do all of these Universal monsters, but the Creature from the Black Lagoon was definitely on this list. Did
It is a slow.
they ever say like?
It's a
Did
slow
they ever
movie.
say what his like how he was? Was he like manufactured? Did they make him? Was he like created, like born that way, or?
They're saying that he was like a. Excuse me. They're saying he was like along the lines of a merman.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah, I gotta put this on the playlist, man, because I have not. This was definitely on the list, and I haven't seen it. And I'm all like, if this creature's underwater, monsters underwater, I'm all for it. Like, I gotta put this shit on the playlist along with like Shockwaves. You ever seen Shockwaves as far as like underwater monsters go?
I've seen that poster.
seen
Though.
it.
That poster looks fucking sick.
Poster fucking crazy. I
That
remember
poster
I
looks
used to
fucking
be in
fire, dude.
I
And I think that's
used to be in
Ken. It's Ken. Not Ken Russell.
Peter Cushing.
No, the
Peter Cushing's in
director.
that shit. Peter Cushing's in that shit. Who the fuck else? Not John Houseman, but Peter Cushing is in there, and let me see. Oh wait, this is not Shockwaves.
Wiedenhorn. That's Ken Wiedenhorn. That's what I was thinking of. The director.
He directed that.
Yeah.
That's my man. He directed Return of the Living Dead 2.
Yeah.
To go back to Return of the Living Dead 2, and they said that motherfucker didn't have any idea what he was doing on that shit. Peter Cushing, John Carradine, yeah, they said that motherfucker didn't understand nothing from the horror genre. He didn't have a clue what he was doing, nothing. And they were like, "Listen, we don't need. If you don't want to be here, then why are we here? But we'll get the movie done because we're getting paid for it." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Damn, like that's a hell of a fucking production to be on, man. If the director doesn't care about the shit and the property, that's
Also
rough."
did Dark Tower, Eyes of a Stranger, Meatballs 2.
Meatballs. Listen, in those Meatballs movies now, I don't know if this is a repressed memory. I'm going off topic right now. Were there aliens in those Meatballs movies?
No, it's a bunch of frat kids that were horny.
What the fuck? Like I always felt like there were green aliens. In those Meatballs movies. I don't know, man. Maybe I was thinking of Invaders from Mars or some shit. I don't know. And then there's Meatballs 4 with Corey Feldman, and they said that was like kind of a spec script, and they didn't have anything to do with the other 3 movies, and they just threw the title on there.
Wait. No, you know what? You might be right. I think this, because it says right here, they befriended an alien who they named Meathead and set up at summer camp.
See,
So
people, I am
right.
not.
I might
I'm
be
not
thinking of
crazy,
Porky's too.
Porky's was the horny ass. That was like
No,
American Pie.
Yeah.
American Pie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to be confusing the two.
Meatballs, I always felt like I always felt like it was aliens in that. I don't remember much of that movie.
Because there's a spaceship right behind the butts.
Yeah, I just remember in part 4, Corey Feldman and J. Trevor Edmond from Return of the Living Dead 3 and Pumpkinhead 2 was in there. And they were all at a camp, and they were horny as fuck, but it didn't have anything to do with the other movies. Which I hate when movies do that. Like when you're several sequels in, and it's just like, yeah, we'll just latch this onto it and just make sure.
All right, so
Can
that's my
we?
survival, man. Creature, what you got?
Wait, what are we on?
Survive.
What we would survive or what we wouldn't?
Survival.
All right. Survival. Ooh, I've picked some shit apparently on this list. Oh my god. Okay. Here we go. It's time to go to the back of this list for once. What I would survive. I just decided Pumpkinhead. Pumpkinhead, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Because you're not a bully.
Huh?
You're not a bully.
I'm not a bully, and if I just so happen to be now I speak from life experiences. I've been in a lot of situations where people have been doing the wrong thing, and I won't say no names. But I have either distanced myself or just removed myself completely. And I don't know how petty Pumpkinhead is. Like, if he's just like, well, you was there originally, so your ass got to go too. I don't know. But for the most part, I would be the one telling Pumpkinhead, like, when he shows up, like, first of all, I know when Pumpkinhead is going to show up. I know when lightning starts flashing in the middle of July, like it's April or some shit like that, and it's about to be a thunderstorm or something. Yeah, I know what's up. I know what's up. When the wind starts blowing, like it's October, like a good October season. No, it's just not going to fly with me. And Pumpkinhead, I feel like Pumpkinhead shows mercy. He does. He shows mercy in. We're only going to talk about the first two movies. Those other two don't count.
Yeah,
No
with the girl, I
disrespect.
think he showed mercy too.
Huh?
I think the girl in the second one he showed mercy to. He didn't
In
kill
the
her.
first one, or not the first one, not the girl in the first one. There's a guy who. There's that shot of Pumpkinhead like coming right into that barn or whatever it is, that tool shed, and he's right in that dude's face. I don't remember what draws him away from the guy, but he literally is right in that dude's face, and it's that shot of Pumpkinhead just right in his mitt. The second one, he does show mercy to that girl, the girl from Ticks, Amy Dolenz, and well, that's because the dad is like, Tommy, you remember we played Etch-a-Sketch when we were kids, and Tommy's just like, by the way, that's another reason I would survive, because they made Pumpkinhead a bitch. They made him a bitch in part two. No, seriously, bro, they made him a bitch in part two.
I don't know if I agree with that, but okay.
I love Pumpkinhead. Listen, I like in way more ways than one. I like Pumpkinhead 2 more than the first one.
I do too.
It's not as creepy as the first one, but Jeff Burr put some spec on his name because he made a movie for the fans. He's got Linnea Quigley in there. He's got R.A. Mahaloff that played Leatherface in part 3 in there. He's got Andrew Robinson from Hellraiser. He's got Amy Dolenz from Ticks. He's got Kane Hodder in there. He's got Joe Unger from Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. Listen, stop. Like, please stop. Like, I love that fucking movie. That's the one I really grew up on, like, renting the most. But he turned
that VHS poster, bro, with the fucking the sunset in the cornfield.
Oh my god,
it's fire, dude. And then 2 years later, you see Sleepwalkers do the exact same thing, but with houses and a cat. The same kind of color scheme. I love Mick Garris. I love you, Mick Garris. I'm just saying, I'm kind of pointing out that's the same color scheme. That's all I'm saying.
Listen, we need Mick Garris on this show. Mick Garris. No, it wasn't Mick Garris. It was Tom McLaughlin. I got the two confused. They kind of look like they're like distant cousins or brothers or some shit. Listen, that's another one we need to do. Like movie posters that stood out back in the day.
Yeah,
the Sleepwalkers was definitely one of them for sure. But he bitched them out because like when he was the one that was like, all right, we used to be friends back in the day. Please don't hurt my daughter. It's like, all right, man. Like, well, like now Pumpkinhead's like growling at the townspeople when they're coming towards him, and then Andrew Robinson's like, Tommy, get out of here. They'll kill you. They'll destroy you. Get out of here. And then when Pumpkinhead gets killed, they start playing this sad mystical music that they played all throughout the movie. and then you feel bad for him.
Yeah.
That's what, like, I hate when they bitch out classic movie monsters. They did it with Michael Myers. They did it with Jason. They did it with Freddy. They did it with Pumpkinhead. They did it with Pinhead. They did it with Leatherface. Like, stop doing that. Pumpkinhead, I would probably win because I would just have to be like, listen, man, my daddy used to play backgammon with your daddy back in the day. Like, we cool? And then just leave it at that. Pumpkinhead would be like, yeah, all right, I remember. Like, let me just retreat back to Miss Ozzy's place or whatever. But no, I do think that I might stand a chance because he might teleport, but he doesn't move that fast.
No.
The Pumpkinhead's 12 feet tall, and he walks on hooves for the most part and carries a tail. He does not move that fast. So even if it was like a chase sequence or something, I feel like I might be, unless he is the Pumpkinhead from parts 3 and 4 where they CG'd him. I don't know if you've seen it. It's pretty fucking, but listen, it is, I did commentary for part 3 and then toxic commentary because somebody recommended it to me and it was bad. But then I watched a couple weeks ago or like last month sometime, I watched the clip from Pumpkinhead 4, Blood Feud. And broad daylight, Pumpkinhead's in the forest, looking at this girl like, like I'm scary. Like, no, it's like, but they CG'd him in part 3. Wow. He jumped through the stained glass window in the church and started killing everybody, but when he jumped through the stained glass window, he was CG, the glass was CG, and I'm like, whew, way to ruin a really good movie monster, man. And it's a shame because Lance Henriksen came back for part 3 and 4.
No shit.
No shit. He played
the first one.
He came back to play the same character, Ed Harley. Yup, he comes back, but he's like a ghostly Ed Harley. Like somebody sees flashbacks of him. Miss OC's still in there, and somehow Miss OC looks younger than she did in the other 2 movies. It's a mess, bro. It's a fucking mess. It's bad. It's all bad. Yeah. When you get a chance, like, you think Halloween Resurrection was tough.
Oh my god.
And honestly, Pumpkinhead 3 and 4 make Halloween Resurrection and Candyman 3 look decent. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. That's I'm ready for that. I don't know if I'm ready for that. Holy shit. God damn.
He said
not ready for that. No way. I don't want to admit that Resurrection and Day of the Dead is like, okay, that's decent. Nah.
Listen, in comparison, trust me, Pumpkinhead 3 and 4 are god awful. And fucking Doug Bradley is in Pumpkinhead 3. He can't even save that shit. Yeah, he plays the town. I think he's the town doctor, or he's the coroner or something like that. But he's in on the whole scheme, plot. Yeah, it's terrible. It's bad. It's so bad. It's almost unbearable. Yeah.
All right. All right, this is my last one. My last one.
All right, yeah, we can do one more for the road. We can do one more for the road.
Won't survive The Blob.
Oh, no.
Original or remake, doesn't matter. You're fucked. You're done.
None
Even Kevin Dillon in a fucking mullet and Shawnee Smith riding on a dirt bike can't save you, bro. I'm just saying. Because they're just going to save themselves.
Oh, my God. I watched The Blob 3 weeks ago, I think, and I remember watching the opening credits, and I was like, Chuck Russell did Dream Warriors. Like, let's fucking go. And a young Shawnee Smith, Kevin Dillon, I'm like, okay, let's go. But I forgot how fucking... You remember when we were talking about, like, 80s horror movies, and we were talking about how a certain era of 80s horror was just such a fucking prime era for practical effects, and we mentioned The Blob in one of our last episodes. That movie, you got people getting pulled through drain pipes and people getting blobbed in phone booths and in offices and shit like that. The scene where they're like in the sewers and that kid gets killed, it's like, yo, the game has changed. The stakes are raised, and I love it. That movie is so good, man.
scene when the guy's trying to sneak a touch
Yeah, yeah.
and like on the girl and the oh fuck, bro, like
Oh
holy
my
shit,
God, man.
that theater scene. Nah, forget about it, dude. Fucking forget about it.
Yeah, listen. Yeah, we're not surviving that because it's like we don't. Who the fuck has the military on speed dial? Like, how did they stop the Blob in that remake or the original? I really don't
They froze
remember.
it. They froze it.
Okay, they froze it. I wonder.
So they got a bunch of fire extinguishers and they froze it. And they found out that the cold from the fire extinguisher hurt it. So that's what they did, and so they ended up freezing it and then blowing it up. But still,
all right. I mean, well, yeah, I wouldn't have thought of that. I would not have thought of that.
No.
I wonder. It makes me wonder, like, how were they going to kill it, and what were they going to do? You know, Rob Zombie was supposed to direct that remake.
You know what? I would have been all for that. I would have been all for that. I would have been
Samuel
all
L.
for that shit.
Jackson. Samuel L. Jackson was supposed to headline that movie. He was. Yes, sir. He was. Look it up. He was Samuel L. Jackson. They had him attached. Now, I think by the time Samuel L. Jackson was attached to that movie, Rob Zombie was no longer involved. But they were marketing the movie, like just the poster, the Blob and Samuel L. Jackson's name on it. But like, and Rob Zombie had storyboard art to it, and the storyboard art was like, wow, man, those people with machine guns and shit like that going up against the Blob, like, it's crazy. Yeah, you got it. Yeah. Yes.
I'm gonna have to go look
that shit up, bro.
I'm gonna have to look this up.
I mean,
the Blob is a fucking world ender. There's no fucking way, dude. I'm sorry. There's just no.
Nah.
Unless you're gonna have a fucking B-52, man, drop some fucking like fire retardant on that shit, man. You're done. Like you just done.
It's just going.
The fire extinguishers in your small ass town ain't gonna save your ass.
Yeah, it just consumes. Like that's even. Oh my god, man! The beginning of the remake where that homeless guy's got this shit attached to his hand, like where it's small at first, and when they rip the cover off of him and all his shit is going, like, yeah, that's, oh my god, that movie. Listen, that's a remake. Like, I think it's getting more acclaim nowadays, but when people talk one of the best horror sci-fi remakes of all time, that is definitely up there. Like, for the most part, like
either that, The Thing, or The Fly. When people talk about like some of the best horror remakes, like those are the three they bring up: The Thing, The Fly, and The Blob.
And those effects, they brought it with those effects too, man. Those are like some of the pioneers of the fucking 80s in general, as far as the remakes go, as far as the effects go, man. That shit is like, oh my god. The Fly, I'm surprised The Fly wasn't on either one of our lists. I don't think that really, like, I don't think we could categorize
I don't think that counts because, like, we're not scientists and we're not gonna fucking go in a fucking pod for no fucking reason.
Yeah, and plus, I don't think any of us are going to be friends with fucking a Brundle. You know what I'm saying? Seth Brundle and shit, and to be hanging out in his apartment for him to spit, you know, acid on our legs and our arms and shit. I don't think that's going to fucking happen.
Yeah, no, there's no way.
Yo,
I would clash too much with Brundle's personality, bro, that we wouldn't be friends.
Now, you know they were going to do another sequel to that. It was going to be called Flies, and Gina Davis had pitched the idea, and she wanted it to be the Flies' answer to Aliens. She wanted to be the Ripley character going up against a bunch of flies. Listen, I shit you not, man. Look it up.
Why?
Gina Davis had
Why
an
did we
idea.
get that? Why did we get that? Why did we get The Fly 2 for Showtime? Like, fuck that movie.
I was about to say I would have rather had Gina Davis's idea than the one I just watched the one with Eric Stoltz the other day.
Yeah.
And I was like, this movie's not good. It's not good at all. They tried to bridge the gap.
There's
it's
one.
They turned it into a cheap monster movie.
There's one hilarious part, bro, toward the end of the film. Too? Yeah, where like the two guys are like, "We lost him," and then the door kicks in. Oh, he's right here. Towards the end of the movie, where the two guys are like tracking him, they're like, "We lost him," and then he kicks in the door. Oh god, that shit was fucking hilarious.
And then you got Eric. Like, listen, I don't know what it is, and no disrespect to Eric Stoltz. I was just singing his praises because I love Mask. That is my favorite performance of Eric Stoltz in his entire career. Outside of that, I'm not an Eric Stoltz fan. Like, to get me to latch on to him, I just don't like. I don't know if he was trying to channel his inner Rocky Dennis in that role for The Fly 2. I'm just not buying it. The
That's
main
why he
chick,
got the role. That's why he got the role, because of Rocky Dennis. That's why he got it, because he was okay to being under that makeup. It's like, motherfucker.
God. That's like The Fly 2 is so unsatisfactory. Like, he jumps down from the rafters, and then the dog's looking up at him, and then he pets the dog, I guess, because he lost his dog earlier on in the movie. And it's like, you turned this into another cheap monster movie. Whereas, though, the first one, I'm not a Cronenberg guy, but The Fly is David Cronenberg's, like, that's his Chef's Kiss movie for me. Like, I can't really, like, I tried to watch Scanners. It's okay. I tried to watch, what's the one with Christopher Walken? The Dead Zone. I tried to watch that. I thought The Dead Zone was going to be crazier than what it was. It's not bad, but I was like, wait, that's it?
The TV show is actually much better.
Which one?
The TV show.
There's a show of The Dead Zone?
Yeah, there was a TV show back in 2000 with Tommy, with older Tommy from Halloween Kills. What's his name?
Bro, you be putting me on all this shit, man. I don't be 2002.
Yes, I think it lasted like 2 seasons.
Oh,
yeah, there you go.
Oh shit. Yo, my girl from Cube, Nicole DeBoer, is in here. She played Levin in the movie Cube. I loved her in that movie. I didn't know they made a TV show of this shit.
Yeah. I think it lasted like 2 or 3 seasons or something like that.
What?
It was on USA.
Sean Patrick Flannery was in this shit. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I didn't know it was a show. Yo, I might, because what I'm doing is I'm starting to go back on a lot of, like, somebody suggested the Sarah Connor Chronicles. I never wanted to get into it. I liked the first couple episodes. Like, I'm starting to get back into shit like this. Like, if it was based off a movie, probably. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'll watch the 12 Monkeys TV show next. I don't know. I don't know if I'll go that far.
Pilot. If you're not sold on the pilot, I don't think you'd be able to get into the series.
The movie was okay. I think the movie's more fucking relevant now than it ever was. But I don't know.
That movie definitely deserves a revisit by me, because I have not seen that movie since opening weekend.
God damn.
Yeah.
That shit came out like in 90s or
97, yeah. I remember going with my stepdad and my mom's over at Northridge and seeing that shit and thinking, what the fuck just happened? I was like realizing, like, oh my god, it's just kind of like deja vu. Like, the ending is like, I just had deja vu. Like, what's going on? And when the movie came out, mind you, I'm like 12, so like I'm still like, a lot of this shit kind of going over my head. You know what I mean? So definitely just a rewatch by me, though.
We can revisit it and review it, whatever. Like, we can jump on it. We can jump on it.
I think the 12 Monkeys one on Sci-Fi lasted for like a season and a half or something like that. It got canceled mid-season.
Jesus, man. The Dead Zone, like, I did not know. Anthony Michael Hall, woo, it's hard for me to look at his fucking face, man. And you know why? You know why. You know why. I'm still holding that grudge. Yes, I am still holding that fucking grudge, man. God damn.
Yeah, that's the funniest shit ever, man. Did you ever see Violent Night?
I did. I did see Violent Night. I liked it. I enjoyed it. Like, for what they were selling me, I probably enjoyed it more than I had planned to, but I thought it was going to be way funnier. I thought it was going to be way way gorier. But for what I got, I wasn't really too disappointed. It's probably one of the better, like Christmas movies I've seen in a while. But I still got to finish watching, like, Silent Night, Bloody Night, so I can't really speak on that. But Violent Night was actually, like, David Harbour, one of the things I said was that I think he's 2 for 2 now, because I am in the minority. I liked him as Hellboy. I thought I was going to hate that fucking movie.
Hellboy. I haven't seen it.
You saw did you saw the first one, right? With the first two with Ron Perlman?
Yeah, yeah.
Get that the fuck out your
See,
mind.
that's the
Don't
thing
go
too.
in.
It's like I'm trying not even associate
Listen,
those movies with this movie.
bro, don't, because that's what I did, because I was so hung up on I need Hellboy 3. I need Del Toro. I need Abe Sapien. I need Hellboy. I need Ron Perlman. I need Selma Blair. You
I need
know,
the twins.
but
I need the twins from the end of
yup,
part two.
but you have to listen. You got to completely detach yourself. It's Hellboy, but it's Hellboy. He's way more of a brat. He's way more spoiled. He curses a lot more. There's an R rating that they stretch this R rating to the T. And when I saw the trailer, I was like, a R rating and blood and guts doesn't mean you're going to sell me on the movie. But when I saw it, an R rating and blood and guts sold me on the movie, because they go hard as fuck in this joint. They do some shit in this movie. I cringed at some of the violence in this movie, like the monster shit. It's in the same fashion as the Hellboy franchise, or the two movies that we saw, but it's nastier. It's ickier. Like, there's the guy that plays you ever seen Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark?
Yeah.
The guy that plays the jangly man that's like that's an actual actor that's walking backwards.
Yeah.
He's in there. And the one thing people complained about was Mila Jovovich plays like the main villain. She's the witch. And she's Mila Jovovich. She's not a fucking amazing actress to begin with, but she does what she has to do. And what's the guy, Ian McShane from John
Yeah.
Wick? He plays Hellboy's dad. And it's a different dynamic as opposed to Ron Perlman and John Hurt.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's David Harbour. Like, listen, and then they give him a sidekick. It's not John Myers. Like, this motherfucker he's a little different. I'm not going to spoil it. Then you give him another sidekick. It's this girl who can, communicate with dead people and shit like that. They really go, like, above and beyond to be different. But that movie tanked at the box office.
Yeah, I know.
It got terrible reviews. But when I watched it, I think I gave it like a 7.5 out of 10 or so. But it was I was entertained. Like, you motherfuckers really did some, like, creative shit here. And I finally got to see Hellboy with horns. He had horns and he had a halo that was on fire. It was short-lived, but it was, it's worth checking out to compare it to the other ones. Yeah, it's worth checking out to compare them to the other ones for the most part. That's one of the reasons I want to go back and watch, and I heard it's bad, but I want to go back and watch Charlie's Angels. The one with Kristen Stewart, because I love the first one, and the second one was okay, but this new one tanked at the box office, but I gotta see why. Like, I gotta understand why people hated it. Like, do I hate it as much as they do?
I think people review bombed it. I think that's what it was. They just review bombed shit out of the movie. Well, the reason I brought up Violent Night was because there's a line that John Leguizamo says, "Christmas dies tonight." That was the way that the writers fucking trolling Halloween Kills. That was them trolling Halloween.
So they did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Because I swear to God, like, I wasn't sitting here, but I was sitting, like, right there. I was sitting over on my bed, and I was watching it on the laptop. And when he was like, "Christmas dies tonight," I was like, I've heard enough. Like, Halloween Kills, like, ruined that for me. Like, completely ruined. And I'm like, I can't deal. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to, like, and when Halloween Ends was playing out, I was hoping that, I'm like, please, let's not do this again.
Let's not hear it. I don't want to hear it. But Josh Miller and Pat Casey are very good at, like, implementing things like that into their movies, and they really have really great meta jokes within their movies. And I thought that was a really good way to troll Halloween. I was like, that was so funny. I was fucking wheezing when that happened. When John Leguizamo said that shit, I was like, oh my god, that is the funniest shit ever. My lady's like, it's not that funny. He's like, no, it is that fucking funny.
Yeah, I was about to say, you was cracking the fuck up. Yeah, because, like, what I'm telling you, man, when I saw that, like, I was already into the movie, but when I saw that, I was, fuck. So I can't be reminded of that shit. That was Violent Night was good though. Violent Night was it's one of those movies where it's like I'm by the time I was done with it, I was like, yeah, I'm ready to see part 2. Like I would want to see a sequel to this. But go crazy, go crazy, go. You don't have to go John Wick crazy, but a lot of the choreography was really good. Like when David Harbour was fucking up those goons, those sequences were fucking great, man. Like he's rapping.
Because a lot of the choreography, I think, was done by the same team, the same stunt team that did John Wick.
It makes sense. And it makes sense. And John Leguizamo was in the first John Wick, so it makes sense. It makes perfect fucking sense. And then I was surprised to see Beverly D'Angelo as the grandma. I was like, yeah, let's fucking go, man. I love Beverly D'Angelo, man, and everything she's in. I don't care if she was exactly who she was. The moment she stepped on screen, she's on the phone like, I don't get it. She said, what'd she say? Don't shit in my...
Me calling a Sunday or something.
Yo, she had one of the best lines in the whole movie, and I was like, yo, that's fucking Griswold. Like, let's go. I fucking love... Now, the only thing Beverly D'Angelo has to do now is come back for another vacation movie. She came back for the one with Ed Helms, and did you see the one with Ed Helms?
No.
And Christina Applegate?
No, I don't even know there was one with them. There's one with them? Really?
Ed Helms from The Hangover, right? And Christina Applegate. And who's the kid? The kid that plays their oldest son was in something. I can't remember. Chris Hemsworth's in it. Daryl from The Walking Dead makes a cameo in it. Keegan-Michael Key makes a cameo in it. But he's Rusty Griswold, and he's trying to take his family to Wally World, but they just cannot. It's true vacation fashion, but it's a little more, because it's modern. It's raunchy. You got the shit jokes. You got you got all types of jokes in there. You got the raunchy, like 21 Jump Street, 40-year-old virgin type of humor, but it's still in the spirit of a National Lampoon vacation movie because they cannot get there. They just, everything that they do just gets bombarded by some other shit. Like Chris Hemsworth is Ed Helms' brother, and they have to stay with his brother for the night. And what's that chick's name? Leslie Mann. She's Chris Hemsworth's wife. They have to stay with him and Leslie Mann for the night, and dock their car, and then go back in the morning. And when I say that is one of the most difficult nights that they have to spend, yo, the movie is fucking crazy, yo. They have to stay in this dirty ass hotel. They make all these pit stops. It's fucking bonkers, bro. That movie's funny as shit. It's not the funniest one. Like, I still think Christmas Vacation is the best one, but Vacation, I would have to go back and watch the other two. Like, I got to go back and watch Vacation and European
Vacation is funny. Vacation, I think, Vacation is hilarious. Christmas Vacation is fucking hilarious. I wasn't a fan of Vegas Vacation, and that's the only one. Yeah, I don't think Vegas Vacation was all that great, honestly.
Yeah, man, a Vegas Vacation was cool. Like, I guess one thing that irks me about those movies is, like, why the fuck y'all keep recasting kids? Like, can you keep Johnny Galecki and Juliette Lewis? Like,
yeah.
God damn, like, I know Anthony Michael Hall was Rusty Griswold. What the fuck am I, Elmer Fudd now? Rusty Griswold in one of the original movies, but then next thing you know, he's the kid from fucking what is it, The Big Bang Theory in Christmas Vacation. And Juliette Lewis
is Darlene's boyfriend.
Yeah, like, and speaking of those, like, Christmas Vacation and the other ones, like, I need to go back and do like an 80s dive as far as franchise comedies go, because I want to go back and watch the Vacation movies. I want to go back and watch the Police Academy movies, the Revenge of the Nerds movies. Like, there's 80s comedies I feel like I need to appreciate a little more. As far as, like, franchises and shit go, I need to appreciate them a little more. Like, there's 18 Police Academy movies. There's no reason I've only seen, like, or I only remember, like, 3 of them for the most part.
I only remember the Miami one. That's the only one I remember. The only reason I remember was because of the swamp boats at the end of the movie.
The swamp boats and that alligator, the captain got attacked by the fucking alligator or the crocodile, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And then the big black motherfucker ran it. He jumped in there and wrestled the alligator. It's like, no, I'm not doing all that. Captain would just have to die. sorry. No, I remember. I think it was part 3, Citizens on Patrol, where David Spade was in that shit, and they were in the back, and the dude was like, yama 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 yama, and they had the guy come out with a chainsaw in the body bag and shit. He said, "This is Medulla's brother." Another '80s one I got to go back and watch and appreciate is Weekend at Bernie's, because how the fuck does this dude's body not decompose at all through the course of 2 films? Bernie
was a fucking great question. Oh my god, I never thought about that. I never thought about that.
Bernie's embalmers. Somebody embalmed Bernie on the set of that movie, and his body was just in tip-top shape.
Why are you using logic in a movie, bro?
I know. Like, listen, this is the type of shit that keeps me up at night. I'll sit up at 2 a.m. like, how was Bernie's body so well preserved? And then I'll just be up until 5, and then have to get up at 6 and shit. Like, it's ridiculous. That movie's going to be remade. They're going to put Kevin Hart in Weekend at Bernie's remake.
He's going to be Bernie. He's going to be Bernie. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be Rob Riggle. It's going to be Rob Riggle and Mark Wahlberg with Kevin Hart as a dead person.
God, Jesus. Oh, he said, listen, he said, Rob Riggle. Oh, no, man.
That's what it's going to be. That's what it's going to be.
You see my face? I'm like, oh, no, man. Like, they said Rob Riggle and fucking Mark Wahlberg.
Netflix original.
Ew. Oh, Now listen, who was it? I said Matthew McCarthy. Was it Jonathan Silverman and Andrew McCarthy? Those 2 guys, you go back and watch those movies, they have great chemistry together, and they're funny as shit.
Yeah.
Ew. Rob, oh no, that would never work.
That's crossing the line, huh? That's crossing the line.
He said Rob Riggle and fucking Mark Wahlberg, like, yo, put that shit right on Tubi. Just put that shit on.
Right on Tubi. Right? Holy shit. Oh,
yo,
God damn.
Rob Riggle and Mark Wahlberg. Oh, that is a tag team for the ages, yo.
Right? Couldn't have 2 more polar opposites than that, man. For real.
Yeah.
The only way, if you ever make Weekend at Bernie's, the only way you could remake that is if you cast Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum.
Oh, I watch that.
That is the only way.
I will watch that. And I feel like we would have to just forget, unless there's a plot twist where it's like, oh, they're still their characters from 21 Jump Street. Unless you did that, you would have to just disconnect from the fact that they've been in so many movies together.
Yeah.
I would buy, like, those 2. Listen,
those 2 just have great chemistry. That's one thing that I can appreciate about Channing Tatum is that he doesn't take himself too seriously. That he doesn't get enough credit for being fucking funny as fuck, dude.
Yep. Absolutely.
You know what I mean? He is funny as fuck. He is
even
hilarious.
In movies like where he is the action star and the macho guy, like White House Down. He's got comedic moments in there. Like, there's a sequence where him and Jamie Foxx they're doing circles around the White House, like trying to outrun these goons.
Mm-hmm.
And Jamie Foxx accidentally hits him in the head with the rocket launcher while he's trying to, like, aim it out the window. It's little shit like that. Like, this is one of the reasons why, and I'm gonna go out on a limb here, I still want to see Channing Tatum play Gambit. I do. I do. In the MCU, you know why? Because Taylor Kitsch had it, and they didn't really give him much to do. I'm not going to blame him in the X-Men Origins movie. I'm not going to blame him, but they didn't give him anything to do. But I feel like Channing Tatum might have more range as an actor. He's not the best actor, but he might have more range to play the character.
And I think
he studied.
He had more fun with it also.
Yeah,
more fun with it.
He won't be like when they did X-Men Origins. This was before the MCU, so they were taking this movie very seriously. Like there's jokes in it, like every X-Men movie, but I feel like in the MCU, Channing Tatum would have more free reign to have, like you said, have fun with the role, man. Like I really hope that there's rumors that he's going to be in Deadpool 3 as Gambit, and listen, I swear.
I don't even care. You know, if anyone can pull that off, it's Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds. He's the only one that I feel that could actually pull that off.
He's a puppeteer, man. You know why? Because he's too important of a character at this point, and that like he fucked up. I mean, I didn't mind him as Green Lantern, but in the majority rule, he fucked up Green Lantern. He fucked up Deadpool the first time around, and then they were like,
fucked up Deadpool. The costume department fucked up Deadpool. Yeah. And then they fucked him up even more by fucking sewing his mouth shut at the end.
So his
That's
mouth
not on him. I can't put that on him.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, but I'm not gonna lie, man. Like, I'm gonna just keep it a bean, and there's people out there that are gonna see this, and they might be like, "Oh my god!" Like, listen, I'm just being honest. Before Deadpool the movie, I was not a Deadpool fan. You know, I didn't know much about the Merc with the mouth, and when I saw X-Men Origins for the first time, mind you, I had seen a work print version of it, a bootleg, and this was when the special effects weren't even finished, and it took me out of the movie. So I remember seeing that finished product, and I just appreciated it so much because I'm like, oh, now I see what they were trying to do with this. A lot of the special effects in X-Men Origins are sketchy as shit, but I liked Wolverine. I loved Sabretooth. I liked the Blob in there. Kevin Durant, who doesn't get enough credit as an actor. Like, Danny Houston was in there. I like the backstory with Wolverine. Taylor Kitsch and Ryan Reynolds, but like Ryan Reynolds, I didn't get it. I didn't understand why everybody was like, oh, they fucked him up. And I'm like, well, what's the problem? And then I started to see more about Deadpool, and I was like, oh, I understand now why everybody hated that interpretation of the character, because he's literally the Merc with the mouth. He doesn't shut up. But I still feel like, you know, Ryan Reynolds, man, he still had one of the best scenes in that movie that people consider to be the worst X-Men movie. When he opens up, when that elevator door opens up and he's twirling those, that scene was so iconic that they spoofed it in Deadpool 2 when he cuts that bullet in half on the bus, because that's one of the best sequences in that movie. Like, even in a bad movie, this motherfucker manages to steal the show somehow. I mean, everybody saw Life. That wasn't a bad movie. That was a joke, people. That's not bad. It's not a bad. I actually like that movie. I'm just mad that the black guy went out the way he did because he was a dumbass. But that movie was actually decent. But Ryan Reynolds is cool. I just hope that the cameos in Deadpool are worth it.
Yeah,
I just hope that.
Me too. All right. So, gotta start wrapping up here. Yeah. I will say, though, I am looking forward to the new House Party movie. I am. I saw the Red Band trailer, and I'm like, okay.
You going to the theater to see it?
Well, they played. I didn't have a choice because I watched Devotion, and they played the fucking trailer in front of it. So I was like, okay. But then there's this scene right there with LeBron with the hologram and shit. It's like, don't let them make fun of your hairline. Like, dude, bro. I can't wait, honestly. I do want to see House Party, so that's gonna be fun.
I want to be wrong about it. I want to be wrong because you know what?
Me too.
As far as these reboots, I was giving middle finger emojis to every Bel Air trailer reaction that I did, and I watched the first episode. I said, okay, I got to see what happens in the second episode. Second episode, I'm like, all right, what's next? Third episode, I said, yeah, I'm hooked. And as far as these reboots go, like, I'm trying to be more open-minded this year, man.
Dude,
like,
I didn't know Marlon Wayans was in Bel Air. I didn't know he played Will's dad.
That was one of the. He was in the season finale. That was one of the best moments because Marlon Wayans had to remind people He can act.
Yeah.
Like, people think Marlon Wayans is just this funny guy. Yeah, he's funny as shit, but Marlon Wayans is a great actor.
Above the
Like, people need to
rim.
go back and watch
Requiem for a
Requiem for a
Dream.
Dream.
Fuck. There's another movie in there that I'm missing. But that motherfucker can't act. We need more Marlon Wayans, man. Seriously.
And that's exactly what I said, man. I said people that think is sweet this role, and I said go back, if you don't believe me, go back and watch Requiem for a Dream. There's even moments in The Sixth Man where Marlon Wayans is acting his ass off in that movie, and people forget, man, that he does this shit for real. He comes from a talented family of versatility.
We need to find a way to get Keaton back, bro.
What, we gonna get Low Down Dirty Shame part 2?
Not even just like a Low Down Dirty Shame 2, but Keaton as a director, as a producer, as a distributor, as someone that can fucking put voices on TV, man. We don't have that, man. He gave us In Living Color. In Living Color.
It's
one
online
of the most iconic shows of the 90s, man.
It's online too, all seasons. I'll send you the link. I never disclose where I watch my movies at, but I will send you the link.
They have music performances also.
And J-Lo was a fly girl.
Yeah.
Prime J-Lo ass. For those of you out there that like J-Lo ass. And J-Lo, no disrespect, we would love to have you on the show someday.
Yes, but Marlon, I didn't know he was on there. I saw a clip on TikTok, and then I'm like, holy shit, I need to watch this show.
Oh, you didn't see the whole episode?
No, I just saw a clip on it, and I was like, where is this from? And I was reading the comments. I was like, this is Bel-Air. Like, what the fuck? So I'm going to start watching this show, I think this weekend.
They kind of spoiled it for you. That's the season finale. That's episode 10, I believe. It's 10 episodes. That's the last episode where you hear mentions of Will, like, not Will,
his dad.
Lou. You hear mentions of Lou throughout the entire season. And the whole time I'm wondering, well, is he going to show up? Are they going to do this? How come he don't want me, man? Like, are we going to recreate that? And they're, like, somebody rings the doorbell at the Bel-Air mansion and stands there. And it's like, and Uncle Phil answers the door, and he's like, what's up, Phil? I heard my son was looking for me, and he walks in, and he turns around. And it's like, I was like, oh, shit, that's Marlon. And then he gives it up, man, and his performance is so good. Like, and then when he starts acting in scenes with what's his name, Jabari, whatever his name is, I can't remember his name, man. I feel like I should know this because he's from West Philly. The scenes with him and Will are just fucking great, man. Like, even when they bump heads and start arguing, Marlon Wayans he's a force. There's nothing funny about him. In none of the moments that he's on screen, I'm looking like, and I'm waiting for him to crack, and I'm waiting for him to like do that, give his Marlon Wayans-ism, but he does not.
It doesn't seem like that's the kind of show, man, that you're getting. You know what I mean? It's like this seems to be a lot more of a serious show, a much more darker show, a much more mature show.
Yeah, they recreate so many moments from the show, and that's why I'm wondering what they're going to do with season 2, because like they pulled it off, man. Like, I thought they should have been mentioned for like best new series or best performance or something, but they didn't get any rumblings, and they should have, because all the cast members do well. Like, the dude that plays Carlton, he's Carlton. He does all the shit that Carlton does, but he does it in a modern way where you want to punch the shit out of him in a whole nother way. Uncle Phil is still Uncle Phil. Aunt Viv is everybody's a little different.
I saw a scene with both. There's a sequence in there on TikTok. Also, they showed both Aunt Vivs in the same scene together.
Damn. So stay away from it because they spoiling shit. Yeah, it's a moment where Aunt Viv, like Aunt Viv in the show, she is trying to pursue her past passion as a painter. Mm-hmm. So she meets up with these two heavyweight people who are well connected, and it's it's Aunt Viv and it's the aunt from oh no, it's both. Wait. No, it's Aunt Viv.
It's Janet Hubert and it's Anna Marie or something like that.
No, it's oh my goodness, it's Daphne Maxwell Reed, and
Daphne, yes.
and it is oh my God, who played the other one? Listen,
Janet
you
Hubert.
gotta watch it. You gotta watch it.
Janet Hubert.
You got
Janet Hubert played the original Aunt Viv.
Dark Skin and Viv wasn't in it. They wasn't. Yeah, they wasn't on good terms around that time.
No, because in the sequence it was her.
It was it was Aunt Viv and it was Will's mom, the original ones that played the original Aunt. Oh no, that played the light skinned Aunt Viv and Will's mom in the movie. They were the two chicks that were in the room, and that I was like, that is some of the classiest gesture shit that I've ever seen, man. And they don't overdo it. You know, they don't overdo it at all. Like, they play it so smooth, man. And everybody's cool in there. The chick that plays Hillary's cool. The chick that plays Ashley, the dude that plays Jazz is just smooth as fuck. Like, I wish he was my friend in real life. Like, not just because he's a cab driver that's well connected, but this motherfucker is cool as shit. And he's smashing Hillary. He's smashing Hillary in there. He finally, that's one twist that they had, he finally gets that ass. He gets that ass. It's not like he's not chasing behind her like, you know, like Jazzy Jeff was in the show. No, he is not chasing that ass. He gets it. He earns it. He earns it as well.
Holy shit.
He does. Brother. Yo, it's good, bro. It's good. Like, when you get a chance, yeah, definitely check that shit out. Sure.
Definitely on the watch list, and definitely going to start binging on this weekend. No football, so I'm going to start watching Friday going into Saturday. I'll come back next time with a report on Bel Air.
Speaking of football, Bengals are in the mix. I'll put that out there. Bengals are in the mix.
Hell yeah, yes, man. I'm rooting for them. I hope Joey B fucking wins this weekend, man.
Yeah,
so we'll see.
Let me shut up, because I'm not even really a football guy like that, but I was so hyped. I was like, the Bengals did something? Let's go. I picked them 17 years ago as my first team. But nah. Yeah.
Joey B.
We are.
Man, I'm telling you, Joey B. And Joey B. we trust. All right, so we'll touch base in a couple days. So we'll figure out what our next episode is going to be. We'll plan around that.
I got something on the watch list too that you put me onto. Then like, when I'm done watching this shit, I will definitely get to you about it, because that especially that Serenity one, because that one seems like I definitely told myself I was going to try to get back into like some sci-fi shit. So I gotta.
That one's. I think you'll like that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna get into that one for sure.
All right. Well, thank you everybody that joined in. Appreciate you guys coming in, staying this long. You can catch this up on VOD in a couple hours on Instagram, and I will repost this on YouTube as well, and I will post a link in our stories. So till then, we will see you on January 22nd, I believe.
You'll see us, people.
You will see us. We will promote the shit out of the show, so don't worry about that.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for joining us, too, man. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all.
All right, man. Deuce.
All right, bro.
We out.